Hello, everyone, and welcome to Escape from Carceri. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Niall, and I will be your Dungeon Master tonight. We're thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. For those of you who are new to Dungeons and Dragons, everyone here plays a fantasy character in a fantasy universe. The 5 players each have their own unique characters with sheets that tell them who they are, what they can do, and their deepest, darkest secrets, and what dice to roll. They'll be mostly rolling these d20s. A 20 is good, a 1 is bad, and that will tell us whether or not they manage to do it. And whilst they play their characters, everything else in this said fantasy universe is played by moi. The people, the monsters, the weather patterns, you name it, it is me. I will be doing it. And between me describing the world and the stories, and the players describing what they would like to do and interacting with the world, and some dice rolls to keep things fun, we will tell our story together. Now, I'd like to introduce the characters and the players. Just introduce yourself. Maybe how, maybe what's, what they're feeling after the last episode, and maybe how they think things are going to go. Tom, would you like to kick us off?
Sure. Hi, I'm Tom, and I just decided to cosplay, final episode, so I'm playing Ilex, the half-elven problem solver. Last episode, Ilex murdered a dragon. That's pretty exciting. You don't normally do that when you're solving crimes. Since the jump on this case, Ilex has had really bad feelings, and none of this is getting any better. Now they realize Odin is a complete jerk. Once again, Ilex is so prepared to die. It's just... so it goes. So the prophecy foretells. But we'll see. I have hope for him. I believe in him.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Tom. Liz?
Hi. I am Liz. I use she, her, they, them pronouns. I will be playing Agnes Shoulderdash, a dwarven cleric of the Grave Domain. Last time, Agnes encountered Dolof Rouse, which really flustered poor Agnes. But I think having Kalemvor and Odin on her side, she's counting her blessings right now. Because this major figure of her past has just been expunged. So Agnes is pretty chipper. On the subject of letting people die, she's not about to do that. Specifically looking at Ilex. But yeah.
Awesome, thank you very much, Liz. Hannah!
Me? Yeah.
You.
Me? I'm Hannah. What do you need to know about who I'm playing? I am playing Varvara, Scarred-Hide, Varya to her friends, or anybody who she's known for more than a bit. It's a bit of a mouthful. And she is a Loxodon barbarian, and is also not super happy about how rude Odin's been. Whatever, dude, we're trying to get you out. But chill. Okay, I think this is it's not a day in the life, but she doesn't get phased, really. I think.
Oh, rescuing old gods every day.
Rescuing old gods every day. Slightly concerned about Odin's plan to plunge the world into war when we get him back, but on the other hand, not my problem. So yeah,
love it.
The gold.
Exactly. Get my stuff. Go home.
Awesome sauce. Red.
Hi, I'm Red. I'll be playing Voight, they, them. Voight, yeah, to echo what everyone else has been saying, right? Having put all this effort in to rescue Odin, to find out that he's a little bit of a shit, who could be just a teensy bit more grateful, I think, for all the hard work. That was one thing. And then on top of that, to find out that, yeah, his plans for his new life post being in jail are essentially to just reenact the cataclysm. That's not great for Voight, who is essentially all about trying to stop a cataclysm and is pondering whether these two things are connected. It's all a big mystery, nobody knows. So not feeling great. And their usual kind of, self-contained demeanor is beginning to fray around the edges as they try and get out of this mess.
Beautiful. G, finally.
Hello, I'm G. I am he, him, and I'm playing Larkin, who is also a he, him, but is a wolf. That used to be a halfling, and I now have my old halfling body as my sort of pet, I guess, Kato. And so, yeah, at the moment, is a bit weirded out because having swapped bodies with Kato, there's always been this sort of magical connection. And as we've started or just stepped into this fight, there's been an anti-magic field which has stopped me being able to kind of sense that connection with Kato anymore, which is not a very comfortable position for him to be in, I don't think. So yeah, well, interested to see how that works.
Awesome. All right. Well, exciting times. And before we kick off the stream, it will be running for about 3 hours, and there will be roughly halfway through a break for 5 to 10 minutes somewhere in the middle. We'll see how it goes. It's all improvised. I don't know how it's going to happen. We're delighted to be sponsored by Hero Forge. Hero Forge offers fully customizable tabletop miniatures with dozens of fantasy races and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy-to-use design tools let you build their perfect miniatures online using a 3D in-depth character creator right in your web browser. Hero Forge is constantly expanding in a catalog of customization options, so there's always something new to check out at heroforge.com. We're also delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. Get your tabletop organized with character folios and dice bags. Ultra Pro is the leading manufacturer and supplier of sports and gaming collectibles, accessories, as well as other gaming accessories. Join us in Twitch chat today to win a gift voucher. Just say something and you'll be entered into a random draw. These can be given all over the world, so head to ultrapro.com. We're also sponsored by the wonderful Elderwood Academy, who are premium purveyors of bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes, / rolling trays, and they're disguised as these bespoke ancient arcane tomes and scrolls and codex dice towers and rolling tray pairings. You can currently get 10% off of your Elderwood purchase with the code roll together at checkout. Find more at elderwoodacademy.com. Just having a little mental breakdown, don't worry. We're also supported by D&D Beyond, to your guide to digital D&D, and you can see everyone's character sheets on the overlay on the left-hand side of the screens. We're also supported by Level Up Dice, and there's a link in chat for our Table Shakers range. We're also supported by 2 lovely D&D video games, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms and Warriors of Waterdeep. You can see some of the codes at the bottom of the screen, so you type !Idle Champions or !Warriors Waterdeep into Twitch chat for download links, and then for Idle Champions there's a code you enter directly into the game. You type !code and you'll be given the code that you can then type in for a gold chest, whereas for Warriors of Waterdeep you need to type !wow gems for a link in chat, and you'll need to be on your device that you use for Warriors of Waterdeep to get those free gems. So we are warriors. Oh, we're not warriors. We are warriors. We're pretty. Yeah. Red's a warrior. Hannah's a warrior. G, warrior?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not?
I guess I have to be.
Tom, yeah, Liz?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, yeah, why not? We're all warriors, but we are also Roll Together RPG on all socials. There'll be links in chat to follow, like, and subscribe. A massive thank you to our D20 Patreon club. You can find the link in chat to help make our shows from just £1 and unlock more tiers by joining. Our shows are also available now as podcasts, so just search Roll Together RPG on your favorite podcasting app and we'll be there. Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with a wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans positives, and we encourage and champion trans players and characters in our games, as well as DMs. The DMs and players may portray characters that are a different gender to their own, and we aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen. We have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we miss an instance of misgendering, we're open to being corrected, so please do let us know if one has been missed. Wow. Well, after that wonderful verbal breakdown that I've just had, I hope you're ready for our final part of Escaping to Carceri. Lord help me! It's the last episode, guys. Escape from Carceri. Let's go! Woo! So, final episode, guys. A little recap. Our team, the Fire Force, were recruited by the Count of Catalan to go into Carceri and break out a soul. They journeyed into Carceri, but then found themselves, piggybacked onto a different place, a spaceship, where they met Griselda Rut and Kurut, who were mechanical beings that were supposedly the wardens and prison guards. They then made a deal with Griselda Rut to go down to Carceri and deliver a message to their said soul. They were given a deal that they could get basically closer there, but if they failed to arrive back in 24 hours, they would become prison guards of the realm, alongside Griselda and Kurut, who seemed to be quite lonely. They then ventured into Carceri, journeyed through a maze, a labyrinth, which turned out to be the lair of a green dragon that had their soul that they were trying to rescue, Odin, captured. They defeated the green dragon and then brought Odin back through, which was, had a little hiccup where they bumped into one of Agnes's old foes, shall we say, but then was quite swiftly dealt with the combined power of Agnes and Odin. A load of vampire army was just snapped out like that. They then tried to sneak Odin aboard the ship, but unfortunately Kurut saw through their, disguise, and confronted Griselda, who I think Lorcan threw under the bus. I think.
Yeah.
Lorcan threw Griselda under the bus, and Kurut executed Griselda on sight, and then turned their sights to you, and that is where we find ourselves right now at the start of combat. Mwahaha. Would you all like to roll initiative?
Do we have time for a short rest?
No.
Lie down on the
Had a
floor.
long one.
I know, but then I have very few spell slots.
You can't stack them up. Right, that's not how it works.
Well, I got a natural 20 on initiative, so that's 20 plus 2.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, so we've got, anybody beat a 22? No, so Varia was first. Anybody, oh wait. Anybody get between 20 and 15?
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20.
Ooh,
17.
A 17 for Lorcan.
a loose 20.
A louche 20.
No.
Squinting at you across the bar.
Oh. Alright, between 15 and 10.
13 for Voight.
Excellent. Voight's got a 13.
And 11 for Agnes.
Excellent. And then that's everybody, isn't it? Yes, I am. Yeah. Yes, I am. It is. Okie dokie. Well, Varia, you go first. The robotic golden shell of Kurut is stood at this terminus, sword in hand, looking at you just unwaveringly.
Does he look like he... Well, I mean, we've rolled initiative, but does he look like he's going to fight us?
He did just say that the price for the crime you've committed was execution.
Cool. Yeah, okay. Fair point, well made. Okay, in which case, I'm gonna... I have my very rad giant potion, right? And my new sick-ass weapon.
This you do.
It's an action to drink a potion, though, isn't it?
That it is. It's very like the kind of like, I'll save this for later kind of gal.
I think I think until things are really desperate, she's not gonna. So what she's going to do is just hit him. Because obviously raging is a bonus action, so I'll have to wait until the end of this turn.
You can bonus, I'll say, like, in terms of taking your turns, I'm very happy for you to bonus action a turn before taking your attack action.
Oh, well, then in which case, Varia's going to be like, okay, here we go! It was a bit Super Mario there, but that's all right.
Russian Mario.
Maria. Yeah, yeah. And I rage, so I have advantage on my strength stuff and +2 with my strength weapons, and I very gently, because I've been lugging this giant weapon along, I just sort of lean it up against another bit of the wall, I think, so I know where it is and it's not going anywhere. And I would like to just hit him with my axe.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, sick. Great. So that's a 14 + 5 + 2.
A 14 + 5 hits.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then sorry, maths is hard. I play D&D. Right, that's 6 points of damage for my first hit.
Are you adding the +2 as well for your damage?
Yeah, it was a 4. Mm-hmm. So sad.
Oh, well, did you add your strength to that then as well?
Oh.
So every time you make
Yeah.
a hit, add your strength to your roll and your +2.
So, what? Oh, I've accidentally rolled with D&D, but that's
It's alright. What's your strength?
My strength, sorry. I'm having a very good time accidentally clicking everything except the thing which D&D Beyond very helpfully writes out for me, which is my strength. My strength is +2.
So 8 points of damage in the
8
first
points
go.
of damage, and then I'm going to go and hit him again, because that works so well.
Yeah, go for it again, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a 16 on the dice. So
Nice,
plus,
yeah.
Okay, rolling again.
Not this time.
Every time you hit him, he gets stronger. Right.
His AC changes to my whim.
Well, that is 6 points of damage.
Excellent.
That's a 2 on the
Okay.
dice, so yeah.
Nice, yeah. So you just using your battle axe?
Yeah, I'm just using my battle axe. Like, ain't broke, don't fix it. Do you know what I mean?
Awesome. Well, yeah, so to repeat, Karut's kind of design is that it's almost like floating pieces. Like the arms and legs aren't attached by anything. They seem to just be floating with these like glowing circles in the middle as joints.
I aim
So-
for the head.
Yeah, lovely. So you strike at the head, and just the axe impales into, you know, a metal on metal, and you can hear that shink like that. It just cracks in, and then you take it out, and you just swing round and shink like that. And there's these just two big like gashes in this metallic face, and they look at you like, that wasn't very nice.
Neither is you saying that we're going to die, so, like, come at me.
They wink at you.
With the fine eye, I guess.
Yeah, it just like it blinks on and off. Awesome. It is Ilex, your turn.
So many questions about this robot. So seductive. Okay. I'm gonna do my.
Seductive in a sort of like
A loose way.
yeah,
Just
loose sort of way.
Hey, I saw you over the bar. Me and my wife think we like your vibe.
Me and my wife.
Have I not mentioned Ilix's wife? She's out there somewhere. Oh, we're off the rails. Right.
No,
My wife. So I'm gonna do the. You roll a deception. I'll roll an insight. Let's get
Okay.
Let's get the sneak attack going.
Oh. Well, that was only a 12.
I rolled. Yeah, that's an 18. Me.
Excellent. So you have what is it? You have sneak attack on all your rolls against them for a minute.
And then, how far away is he?
I'd say, for posterity's sake, Varia moved like. That's the wrong word. I just said prostate, didn't I?
But for the sake of
excellent.
prostate. Yeah.
Excellent for
Posterity.
prostate's sake. No, I said what I said.
Posterity?
For prostate's sake, let's say in ball kicking distance. Now, yeah, let's say Varia moved about 15 foot, so half a regular movement almost to get to them. And they were at the doors next to the terminal. Most of you guys are kind of in the main terminus on these platforms.
So this is still ranged, really.
Yeah, totally could be if you want to.
I will just fire a crossbow.
It's a decent sized room though. This is kind of all at the entrance, I guess would be the best way to put it. Yeah, fire a crossbow, fire away.
Oh no, that's an 8.
Yeah, 8 in total?
That's 4 plus 4.
Yeah, well that doesn't hit. You fire a crossbow bolt and it just tings off the armor as they seem to be pretty distracted with Varia. Do you have any extra attacks or anything like that? Is it just the one?
I think that's. I will just take my leave. Thank you very much. It's been lovely being here tonight. I'm prepared to die.
Ciao. It is now L for
Larkin?
That's you, isn't it?
Cool.
I'm having a mare today.
Awesome. Yeah. So the first, I'm just because I haven't done this yet, and I want to at some point. Larkin and Kato are both going to attack. So yeah, with the extra attack, Kato gets to attack at the same time as I do, and so now.
With your training, you'd both be able to move and like flank Karut.
Cool.
Just because the movement's not that far.
Yeah. Does that give me an advantage of any sort mechanically?
That it does.
Amazing.
You both get advantage to your attacks. You technically move on the same turn.
Yeah. Cool. So, and as the bonus action, Kato will take a second attack. So overall, yeah, Larkin attacks once, Kato attacks twice.
Yeah, all with advantage.
Amazing. So Kato's first one, I really need that advantage, is a 19 to hit.
Oh, most definitely.
Cool. Kato's second, wow, is 24. And then, now I need to remember what my actual attack is. Because I've not done it yet. The wolf hasn't attacked anyone.
That's a good point, yeah.
It's a bite, so that's only a 12.
That hits.
Oh wow, amazing. Right. In that case, so Kato on the first hit will make Garrut. Carrot. With a K. We'll make Karut his favoured foe. So we get
add that extra damage.
3 and 7 plus 6. So that's basic math. It's not that hard. 13 on the first one, and then just 10 on the second one.
Okay.
And then my bite attack.
So, how do you tear Karut apart?
Oh wow!
What?
Yeah, so I think we both kind of run in either side, and Kato with his the scimitar of speed just kind of slices through one of the legs. And on the other side, Larkin reaches in, and you said there was like glowing rings that are at each joint. So just reaches in and grabs the one from the other knee and rips it out.
Nice.
And lets the rest of the body collapse to the ground.
Yeah, you pull out the knee and the whole body shifts, and then Kato's just hacking away with the scimitar, slicing through the metal, and you see like the breastplate just sort of ching, that wonderful like anime and slide off, and the body just drops, and all the floating pieces and the rings just scatter to the floor, and they just sort of, you can hear that, when when rings are on the floor, they're like like that. Awesome. So that brings us to Agnes. What would you like to do?
I thought I was last on the initiative. Oh.
But then it would be me before Agnes. Are we not?
Oh, sorry. It is Voight. It is Voight's turn. Yes.
Out of initiative? No.
Oh.
Huh. But the thing is, making that noise.
That was definitely easier than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Looking around wearily.
Yes, and time. It flows in mysterious ways. At the moment, it still feels rather segmented. I'm thinking once every 6 seconds, which tells me there's more to this than we've yet seen.
Yeah. As Voight sort of speaking this through, I'd say about 6 seconds worth of time. Agnes, is there anything you'd like to do?
Oh gosh.
Touche.
I can tell you that Odin's on the floor writhing in pain.
Oh, not again. He's always doing that. Right. I suppose I'll go up to dearest Odin, and is everything all right, dear? You look most upset.
It just seems to be like you looking at him. You can see that it seems like the anti-magic field, on top of helping you out, has kind of just generally weakened him. He doesn't seem to be at full strength right now, and he doesn't really respond to you. He's just like holding himself. But the one thing you do notice is that the wounds, like the tree root holes, are starting to like slowly close up a little bit more. Probably over the 8-hour rest. Varia, anything you'd like to do?
Yeah.
You're top of the round.
Well, seeing as it's the top of the round, can I tell it's definitely dead, or is it still moving?
I'd say 6 seconds is long enough for it to be flat on the ground.
But we're still in combat. Okay. What I'm going to do is just cut it into smaller pieces.
Yeah,
So
what are you aiming for?
So I'm
Just
aiming
like the head, the body, that kind, you know what I mean?
When I cut the head open, was there anything inside the head, or was it an animated spirit?
When you like, well, would you like to use your turn to inspect it?
No, I'd just like to hit it.
Yeah.
If that's
would you just
all
want to
right.
aim for the head?
Yeah, basically anything that looks like it could have been dangerous. So whether that's the head or the hands, I guess, like things that would make it.
Because you've got 2 attacks, we can say that you can attack the hand, like a hand and the head.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do that then, and just try and chop them into little pieces.
Yeah, just roll 2 attack rolls. It is very easy to hit. You'd have to roll a 1 to miss, essentially.
Well, 12 plus 5, 17, and then 19 plus... Oh, why do you roll so nice now? Yeah. 19 plus whatever. So I definitely hit it. And do I need to roll, like, damage?
No, because it's already dead, so you're just sort of, like, breaking it up. It's just to make sure that you hit it. So the head, like, splits open, and, like, little cogs... like scatter across the ground. Maybe one of the eyes that's now unlit rolls out, and it just seems to be like a weird. You would know it as like an LED, but Vari would be like, "What this weird glass thing?
Glowing nonsense."
Yeah. And the hands just like scatters open, and then like the main sort of like covering is just bent up, but all the little intricacies just like scatter along, and you can see that. Inside, like certain pieces of armor are like gears that seem to maybe move things. No spirit or anything like that. But as you like just, the rings on the floor start to glow again, and they start to shimmer, and then the pieces that you've hit also start to vibrate, and everything on the floor starts to vibrate so fast that you can't really picture it. It's blurry. And then you notice the rings sort of do the same thing, but then they boom, split. And there's 2 of each ring. And then the pieces on the ground, like the gears, also start to shake and boom, split. And then 2 Karuts are now stood in the middle of the room. And they look at you and they like, one of them spins the sword and says, "Did you really think it'd be that easy?" And then
You're
the other
like an
Karut spins
earthworm.
their other sword and says, "I think they did."
You know, for a moment there, I actually did, yes.
Guys, we cut him in half, no good. Who has dispel magic?
He laughs. You just hear him like, ha 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 ha. And Alex, it's now your turn.
So is that what we're hearing? Just going, ha ha ha.
Yeah, like very jovially, like, ha 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 ha.
I mean, do I still have my thing about noticing his weaknesses? Is this still technically the same? I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I'm not going to take that away from you. Yeah.
You're like, actually, this is Karat 1 and Karat 2. You defeated Karat Alpha. I'm like, oh, shit. I mean, can I roll an insight to try and get sort of any more information about how this is working or what the theme is? How would it work? Like would dispel magic work? Can I?
I mean, I'd say that's more of an Arcana check.
I'm happy to roll. I'll try Arcana.
I mean, another thing is you could ask them.
Hey, how exactly are you doing this?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, one more thing. What the fuck?
How do we kill you?
You gotta tell me. You gotta tell me.
What would you like to roll an Arcana?
I'll roll an Arcana.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 12.
Maybe.
Fair enough.
The answer is, the same answer to how long is a piece of string? Maybe.
Half the distance if you fold it? No, that doesn't make sense. Okay, I guess. Okay. That's my action then.
No, we'll call that a bonus action.
Oh,
like,
I'm like, oh, that was confusing. Click.
Fuck this guy.
Look,
which one are you aiming for? 1 or 2?
So the one.
What?
I do feel like Varia's thing of just going, sometimes you just hit things. I'm like, yeah, sometimes that is the solution. I mean, that's 15.
That will hit.
Cool. So that's 1d8. Oh, so that's 8. Plus. 22 points.
22. Whoa, that's a naughty piece of damage right there. Awesome. So, how do you? Where are you aiming for? Let's hear it.
Well, I think we've just proved that he doesn't like being hit in the head. I think inadvertently I get him in the eye again. I'm like, why am I hitting things in the eye? Is this the theme? Is this what I'm doing now? I'm half blinding things, but just click, boom.
Nice. Yeah, Nara like screams into the eye of Kurut 1, and like you see the bolt like jam in, and then like the other end just like bursts out of the other end of the skull. But they look around, and the other one just goes, ha, and then they turn back to face you.
This guy is a lot more charming than I think we appreciated. He's got jokes. I like it.
Okay, Lorcan, you and Kato are within melee distance because they have literally appeared next to each other, and you are no longer flanking them because there's 2 of them.
Okay. Is one of them still my favorite foe, or Kato's favorite foe?
Yeah, why not? Well, if I'm not going to take away the sneak attack from Alex, I can't take away the favored foe. I'd say K1 is technically
K1
the favored foe.
Is the favorite foe. Okay.
Who's taking the most damage, ironically?
Right. I think then that Kato is probably just going to attack with as many attacks as he can, which is 3. Just want to double check a thing. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, fine. Yeah, so Kato is just going to take 3 swings of his scimitar at K1.
Yeah, go for it.
That's a 10. I mean, technically that's a nat 1. I should just say that.
Well, nat 1, different story.
Just, yeah. The next one is a 17.
Ooh.
And the third is a dirty 20.
Nice. So 2 out of 3 hit.
2 out of 3, and with the favored foe. So that's 14 plus. So that's 26 damage.
26. Nice. So, how do you take out K1?
I think.
Well, how does Kato do it, I guess?
Yeah, Kato. Again, he thought. I don't think he's got enough wherewithal to be like, this didn't work the last time. in like these are back now. Like there's two of them, so I think he's just he's not getting it, frankly. So again, he just goes in and he with one strike he kind of again takes out one of the legs, and he tries to take out the other one, but that misses. That's his not one. And then as the body falls to the ground, he just takes another swipe at the center of the torso. Nice,
awesome. So yeah, same thing happens. Like the other one has literally just been like, your eye. And then the other one like K1 gives a thumbs up, and then very anime style again, like sing sing, and then it just slowly fall apart. And they drop to the ground in pieces one more time. K2 is just like, hey, it's like disapproving. Can you roll a D100 for me, please?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you get when you're rolling that one.
89.
89, probably not good for Kato. Okay.
Oh,
so for the next round, you are now at the bottom of the initiative order.
Okay.
So, because Kato is kind of your main tactician, that'll put you for the next round at the bottom.
All right.
Temporarily, just for one round. Let's say that like as kind of Kato's like slashing wildly, maybe you like kind of like bark an order and get a bit too close, and he accidentally like cuts your nose, which would obviously kill as a wolf. And because he's like taking orders from you mainly, that just puts you out for a bit of time. Fuck. It is now.
For fuck's sake.
Voight, your turn.
Well, Voight is still confused, but unwilling to hesitate unless time slips away from them. Voight will make a couple of attacks at the one that's still standing, I suppose, if they're within range.
Go for it. K2.
I'm going
K2 Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, that wasn't very good. That was a 13 on that one.
That'll do.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I will command Colin as a bonus action to fire with his bow and arrow as well. For
Colin, appears out of nowhere. I'll fucking kill you.
What does Colin roll? I don't have a d20 to hand.
Colin.
I love Colin.
I love Colin so much.
Oh, Colin rolls an 8.
Colin is a warrior.
Yeah, the 8 won't do it.
Colin is stalwart. So that is
Are you just using your normal ammo for the shotgun?
No, I'm going to use a lightning one in that chamber, I think, for an extra 2. That's 18 damage.
Oh, very nice. If I do the maths right, yeah. Sweet. So yeah, you shotgun. This time, you're used to the lightning kickback. And you chuck in this shell, go, bang, and the lightning just crackles through Kara, and you can just hear them like woo, like that as their head spins in place and their arms kind of like go woo, like that. And crackling energy like burns them out, and as they like slow down and stop, you can see like steam coming off of their armor, and the robe that they usually wear is a little singed, and they're like, "Oh, that was a good one." And then they just move in towards Varia. They are. So I'd say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're all quite closed in. They can probably get 2 of you, and seeing as Kato and Varia are the most humanoid, they're going to place a flaming sphere next to you, like both Kato and Varia. You just see them like put their hand out, and an arcane like ruin appears next to you, and then suddenly just goes like poof, into a mini sun. Could you make a dex saving throw, please?
Absolutely.
I don't want to install Windows 7. Go away.
Dirty 20.
Nice. So that's only half damage.
That's a 16.
Sweet. Yeah, that should save. Let me just double check.
Please.
Yeah, that saves. Oh wait, does it? Yes, yeah, it does save. Okay, so you only take 4 points. Oh no, not 4. 2 points of damage as this burning sun appears next to both Kato and Vara. You both manage to sort of like move out of the way as it like just the heat generally like scars you a little bit, but you haven't managed to touch the inside of the flame itself.
Are we cut off from everyone else?
No, he's just put it in between you. Like he's just put it in between Kato and Varia, so like you're out of the way basically enough now. You're fine. Agnes, it's your turn.
Okay. During all of this, has Agnes seen any link between the damage that's occurring to the construct? In the same way that there's a link with Kato and Lorcan, is there now a link between the construct and Odin? Because he's writhing on the floor in pain. So when the attacks are being done to the construct, is that happening to Odin?
Okay. Make a let's call it an Arcana check again. Not what I wanted to hit.
21.
A 21.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Nice, very nice. Whilst Lorcan and Kato are linked by some sort of telepathic connection, you can tell that Odin and Karut are not. Odin is suffering from exhaustion from being kept in this realm for too long in the situation that they have been. However, you do start to glean a bit of an insight into Karut, and you know that the more you damage Karut, the you know that it's a self-replicating process, that it's got nothing to do with anything other than if you damage it to the point where it's broken, it will revive itself.
Based on that then, I'm guessing that's an action to discern all of that?
No, let's call it a bonus action, because at the end of the day,
Okay.
That's a snap in judgment.
Got you. Okay.
Because, for anybody else could think that you would be wrong. Like, you could be like, oh, I think it's this, and everybody else would be like, nah, mate. Shut up.
Okay, so as my free action, I will look around, see what's going on, see there's a sphere, see that there's one's back up again, and I will say, I don't think hitting it is helping. Shall we try and run? And then I've still got an action left, right?
Yeah.
I will try to dispel magic at the one that's standing.
Nice.
I don't believe I need to roll to hit for that. That's just choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range, 120 foot. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of 4th or higher, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability.
Yes. So what would...
So it's
I'm just
10
trying to
plus the
figure
spell's
out
level.
how... Oh, you know what? Just go... Yeah. So roll your spell casting ability check.
Got you. 6.
Oh.
How do you dispel magic as a cleric?
With because I've got my buckler shield on my arm, I'll just sort of point my arm towards the creature and with the other hand kind of push out this divine energy in hope that it will nullify any active magic around the area.
Nice. So this divine wave like emanates from your hand and then washes over Kurut's body, who like the head, the body's still holding the sphere, the head just like turns at you and then just gives a little wink again. They know what you tried to do.
I squint back.
Wow. You squint. Wait, we're louche. Yeah, Odin is still in pain, writhing around, so it takes us to the top of the round, which is Varia. It's your turn now.
Okay. Can you remind me what this place looks like?
It's a large white room. They're in the very back of it, which is sort of the opposite end. Let's say it's about maybe 60 feet away from you. Is a large circle. That's what you step through to get to Carceri. Now, on the floor are little portals that you appear in when you transport to the ship.
Yeah.
And they're like little discs. And then next to...
Are they on?
Yeah, they're always on. From what you've gathered, they've never been off. But next to actually, G, would you prefer to be next to the controls, or would you prefer Kato to be next to the controls? Just like as a player, as G, what would you prefer?
Okay, me, Lorcan.
Okay, highs or lows?
Highs.
It's Kato next to the controls.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, in which case, I'm going to... one of them has been reduced to pieces in front of me.
Yeah.
I would like to use my action to take one big handful, chuck it through one of the portals, and take another handful and chuck it through another portal.
So the portal's not active.
Mm,
The little discs that you stand on, you gather that's where you appear, but they're not. You don't jump into them. You went into a big. Sorry, it's my fault. Yeah, so you went into a big portal at the end of the room, which is 60 foot away from you. Yeah, which is currently off. But you saw Gazelda turn it on for you when you first left the spaceship.
I saw her turn it on.
Yeah, you saw her do something with the controls to turn that on. And then every time you've appeared, so every time you've walked through a portal and something has taken you to here, you've appeared on the disc.
Okay.
It's like input-output kind of.
No, that's really helpful, thank you. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop as many of the pieces into a bag, into my backpack.
Okay, nice.
Especially the circle pieces.
Perfect.
And then I'm going to take that bag and stick it in the fiery sun.
Oh, okay, nice.
I obviously, not... my contents in my backpack are still fine. I dumped that well.
So you dump...
that's too many actions.
No. If you want to dump your bag's contents and then shovel in as much K1 as you can, and then throw your bag into the fire.
Would that be a dex-based thing?
No.
Oh.
No, I'd say that's like a free action to do.
Really? Free?
Yeah, I'd say you could do that as a whole action.
Okay, then I'd like to do that as a whole action, just because if earthworm cut in half, make more earthworm, but earthworm in fire, not earthworm anymore.
I love the idea that you're saying that as you're throwing earthworm in fire, makes you live more earthworm in fire.
Yeah. Also because he's metal.
Yeah. Awesome. So you shove K1 into the bag, and then you launch the bag into the flaming sphere, and you see the bag incinerate, and all the pieces drop to the floor. And as you do that, they start to shake again.
What
and they split into two. And again, two more K1, and let's call them K3.
Somebody turn on the portal.
It is now Lorcan, because your nose is hurting. You're at the bottom of this initiative order. But Voight, it is now your turn. There are three...
Sorry, am I being dumb? Did we miss an Ilex?
Oh, yes, we did. Thank you. At least somebody is keeping track of this initiative order.
I'm just enjoying the earthworm thing.
Yeah, that was boring.
Yeah, Ilex, you've just seen another two Garuts appear each as whimsical as the last.
See, because when we met him, we were told, "Oh, he's a bit of a fuddy-duddy. Oh, he's not much fun." This guy just is a riot. This is great.
Maybe they haven't had a fight in a long time. Who's to say?
They adore violence. Yeah, I think now Varia's shouting about the portal. How far away are the controls?
From you, I'd say about 20 to 25 feet.
Cool.
So you could use your movement together.
I'll use my move.
Sweet.
And then I think again, I would argue that like the way Alex works is he picks up on a lot of stuff, but doesn't always know that it's vital.
I just
So
realized
he might
you'd be moving past Corrupt. So do you want to change that, or do you want to cop the opportunity attack?
If I use my again, I suppose if I'm dashing. Yeah, no, you know what? I'll cop the attack. I'll cop it. I think as a rogue, I might be able to dodge this.
Cool. That is a 22 to hit.
Well, yes, that does hit, but I'm going to use my reaction to half this.
That's totally cool. Okay, you take 4. That is already half for you. Necrotic damage as the sword. You just see this golden, as you're running, this golden metal blade just shoots out of nowhere and takes a bit of your hat off, cutting your temple as you run past, leaving a large gash in the side of your head, and you can feel negative energy sort of warp into your mind, as black, where your blood would be usually red, black tendrils start to spread as you can feel the life being drained out of you, as it cuts your head as you walk past. What would you like to do?
No, I'm not walking. I think I'm going at speed. I'm just walking. Good day to you. Deserve that. Right. Buttons.
Squeeze me. I'm just power walking. Awesome. What would you like to do?
Yeah. Now I'm here with the controls. I think I'm going to try and remember what does it look like? Are there buttons or the switches?
You have never seen anything like this before. For everybody's sake, for prostate's sake, it's it's kind of like a mixture of buttons and holograms. You wouldn't know what a hologram is, but there's just light that kind of emanates. Imagine Tony Stark from the MCU kind of button, but mixed with really cool old Star Wars dials as well. There are little lights that flash, but there's no labels or anything. It just seems to be an interface. I think the closest thing that would kind of, it'd be like looking at a book in a different language. Essentially, you saw Gazelda touch it and do stuff with it, but you looking at it. You haven't taken an action. Just looking at it is
Is that the noise I make?
Is that if you want? Yeah, walks past the fray, gets cut on the head, and goes.
It's been a week for this poor boy.
Certainly has.
Lord, I mean, this is eldritch. This is beyond comprehension. But again, the realization that if I start just randomly hitting buttons, this could send us anywhere.
I mean, we don't need to send us just anywhere, but something.
Says the voice in my back of my head and goes, fair enough! And just starts randomly hitting things.
Okay, do you still have your ring of mind shielding on?
Yep.
You can feel the machine pulse through you, and then almost all the energy goes to the ring and nothing happens. That's your action.
Oh.
It is now. So Larkin doesn't have a go until the end of this round. The other V would be Voight. Voight, does you.
I guess hearing the shouting, seeing Ilex do that, I might go and join Ilex, I think, and see if I can be of any assistance. Is there
You're going to cop the opportunity attack again?
No, how far away is the desk?
It's next to the fray, that's the issue.
It's next. So you mean to be there is to be in the range of correct?
It's to get, if the desk, you could be at the other side of the desk, but it'd be like upside down for you, kind of thing. So it'd be even harder for you to work out, I guess. But you could do it that way if you wanted to.
Well, I'm thinking I could.
I mean, you could probably go that way, and then on your next turn, like.
Well, I'm wondering. Well, it's being there that's the issue, not getting there. Because I can get there without an.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. Yeah.
But if they're standing at the other side of that jump, then it.
No. If you were there, if you were like at the other side of it, within 30 foot of movement for a teleport, you'd be fine. It's getting there that's the issue.
Okay. And it's 30 foot ish. Just while we're doing that.
100%.
100%.
I'm not gonna do you over like that. You appear in the middle of
the
three
and fly there, but that would require more than 30 foot of movement because I'd have to get out of the way. It's complicated. I'm just gonna teleport there and then use an action to see what.
That's one teleport wasted. Sorry, what? Joking.
You're a bitch and I hate you.
All coming out tonight.
Don't hate the player, hate the participation of playing the game.
I will arrive at the desk and I will attempt to see if it is any more familiar to me than it is to anyone else. Okay,
yeah, you put your. Do you like sort of like bat Alex out of the way and like try and jam some fingers in there?
No. I would join them, seeing that they have been magic things, slide in beside and just survey, see if there's anything at all recognizable, or at least more familiar.
So you're not touching it?
No, okay. I just feel like, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe roll a straight intelligence check.
Okay. That was a 12. Thank you, dice.
All right. You spend like some time looking at it, and you like you spend an action going like, how the fuck does this work? And then you're like, maybe I gotta press a button. Maybe it's just the right button. Maybe Alex is just pressing the wrong button. Is what you conclude with.
Right. Do I have any sense of which button?
You're as clueless as Alex in which button to press, but you've gathered that you should probably press a button. But unfortunately, it's your turn.
That's fine.
And there are currently now 3 Karuts.
Okay.
Each one will take an attack for each one of you. One of them will move. Well, let's do it in order because K2 has the ball of flyer. So let me get 3 d20s and roll separately. In unison, well, not very good, but in unison they all strike out at each one of you, Lorcan, Kato, and Varia. Agnes, you're too far away. You must stay out of the fray. You have. So for Kato, I'm guessing a 7 doesn't hit.
Nope.
For Varia, does a 19 hit?
Yeah.
And
is it? Well,
Sorry,
hold on. Is it bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing?
It's necrotic.
Fuck.
And for Kato, does a 14? For Lorcan, sorry, does a 14 hit?
No, it doesn't.
Excellent. So it's just Varia that takes the damage. You take. Whoop, drop 1. Start again. 5 plus 2 is 7 points of necrotic damage as a sword pierces you. And again, you feel like it's weirdly cold, and you feel like the only reason it's cold is because life is being sucked from you as the sword penetrates you, rather than anything else. Yeah, probably clench your teeth through that bad boy.
Yeah.
And then you notice that they all like seem to move together and like register what hit and what didn't. And the K2 seeing that Varia has taken damage, but Lorcan and Kato haven't. They move their hand, and the ball of fire just rams into Kato. Could you roll another dex save, please?
Yep. 11.
11 doesn't make it, so they're going to take full damage, and it is 2d6 fire damage, which is 7 points of fire damage as a ball of flame is rammed into Kato's side. It's 5 foot sphere, so it's probably as big. Oh, it's bigger than Kato, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, this like ball of fire just engulfs Kato, and Kato's just like screaming inside of it.
Oh.
Yeah. The one that's got a sword in you, Varia, twists the sword and like almost pulls itself close to you and is like, please stop what you're doing. We are inevitable. And then pulls the sword out. It is now Agnes, your turn.
Okay. Does it look like Odin is on the precipice of death, or is he recovering? You said his wounds seem to be closing.
Yeah, the physicality of the god seems to be like in pain, but you can't tell why. You gather it's from exhaustion. You can't imagine having that much power in your body and it not hurting if you can't control your body, kind of thing.
Right, dear. Well, you'll have to wait. And did I hear just before, is Kato still conscious, or is Kato down?
No, he's fine.
Okay, fine. You'll have to wait too. In that case, I would like to cast Bane on all three.
Nice.
If they could all each make a charisma saving throw. Equal to 15, please.
Well, if you haven't guessed already, they're pretty good at charisma. 2 passes and 1 fails. So we'll say K1 fails. So 2 pass, 1 fail. What's the effects of the Bane spell?
Got you. So the ones that pass are fine. The one that fails must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from an attack roll or saving throw. And I'm concentrating on that, so for as long as I can concentrate.
Cool. Awesome.
That's my action. That'll be it for now. No, what I will do is click together my Boots of Speed for my bonus action. So I've got that there.
Awesome.
My cheeky blue sandals will be clicked together post haste.
All right. Lorcan, it is now yours and Kato's turn.
Cool. So Kato is going to move out of the ball of fire.
Which way?
Sorry?
Which way?
Towards 2 out of the 3 Karots.
That would be K1, just for prostate's sake.
He stopped concentrating on the favored foe, which I should have done a concentration check when taking damage anyway, but I'm dropping that anyway. Because he's gonna as a bonus action, cast Ensnaring Strike. First level, and then we'll take his attack and extra attack against K1 and K2.
Perfect, go for it.
So against K1, the attack is 27.
That definitely is.
And against K2, that's 17.
That definitely is. With
with the ensnaring strike, can I choose not to add the damage of it?
Run me through what it says.
Next time you hit a creature with a weapon attack before the spell ends, a rising mass of thorny vines appears at the point of impact. The target must succeed in a strength saving throw or be restrained by the magical vines until the spell ends. A large or larger creature has advantage on the saving throw. If the target sees a save, the vines shrivel away. While restrained by this spell, the target takes 1d6 piercing damage at the start of each of its turns. A creature restrained by the vines or one that can touch the creature can use its action to make a strength check against spell save DC. On a success, the target is freed.
Then no.
No. Okay.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, I have a question. Does that mean if anything touches those vines, it's also ensnared?
No, it's just the creature's ensnared. But
Okay,
another
cool.
creature could grab that creature and rip it out
Gotcha.
for an action, I believe, wasn't it?
Okay, so in that case, it's going to be...
So which one are you ensnaring, K1 or K2? K2 was already hurt, K1 was fresh as a daisy.
Both.
Alright, does it work on both?
Oh no, it's the next time you hit a creature, so it's K1 then.
Okay.
Sorry, which...
You can choose, I think KO is trained enough so that you could choose the weaker foe or the stronger foe to ensnare.
Yeah, sorry, which one was which was which?
K2's taken some lightning damage, K1 is fresh as a daisy from a sweet resurrection.
Okay, K1 then. So yeah, K1, I forgot what my throw was, so that's 3 and 4, and so K1 takes takes 5 damage from the... Sorry, not 5, 7 damage from the sword attack and has to do a strength save.
Nice. And K1's got Bane cast on them. So that's a 2 minus a 1 is a 1.
So they are ensnared and also take 3 points more damage from
Excellent.
the vines. And then K2 takes 7 points of damage from the sword attack.
Nice. Oh, that looks weird. I'll change that. That makes more sense. Okay. So K2's looking rough. K1 is currently just vines have grown in between the face and the different parts, and all the parts that were floating kind of booping around a little bit, and now completely ensnared in vines. And at the start of every turn they take a
Strength
D6.
save. They take 1d6 damage and they can make a strength save.
Yeah, they're oh, this is not pleasant, as they are taken in by this this viney goodness. It is now Varia, it was your turn.
Well, I can't hit them, so what the fuck?
Sorry,
Break a few more.
I forgot. I also wanted Lorcan to move over towards the console if possible.
Yes, but you'll have to cop an opportunity. Oh. Two opportunity. Oh no, you can only have one. Oh no, they both can. They both can opportunity attacks on you.
K2 and
There's
2. K2 and K3.
Yeah.
Okay.
K3 especially, because they're the one in front of you.
Yeah. So, by the usual kind of beast companion mechanics, Lorcan hasn't taken an action, so automatically is dodging. So
Nice.
one of those would be at disadvantage.
Okay, awesome. Well, they both miss. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they definitely both miss, regardless of disadvantage. I'll roll it again just to see if there was a 1, but there was not. Yeah, they both as you run past, both swords just go ting ting, as your tail skirts past.
So yeah, Lorcan will just run over and jump up on top of the console, not on any buttons or anything, but just to get a decent look at it.
Yeah, awesome. Definitely do that.
Okay. Can I try and disarm the one that's in front of me?
The ensnared one or the one that stabbed you?
The one that stabbed me, seeing as it stabbed me, I'd like its sword that it stabbed me with. Thanks.
It did pull it out.
I know, but I'd like it.
You want it back? Okay.
I want it. Yeah.
Make a grapple check.
Sure.
Which you're pretty good at.
Yeah. Not bad, as these things go. And I have advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 15.
So you grab it.
Yeah.
Yeah, make another one.
Another one. Nat 20.
Yeah, you grab. How do you disarm Karut 2? K2.
K2. Climbing that mountain. How I disarm Karut 2, I think Vari is actually going to use her trunk. And just because she's still holding her axe. You don't get to play with that anymore, and just chuck it across the other side of the room. Like,
awesome.
Gonna need to really run for it.
Awesome. Nothing happens on that round because nobody's destroyed. Ilex, you are at the terminal. Your ring of mind shielding has thwarted something.
It also does occur to me as a rogue, I should have disengaged, but I was too busy going on a good walk across the room. But
nice.
Yeah. So for those of you in the chat, you know now.
Screaming.
Yeah. You idiot! Your hat's stupid as well. I'm like,
your hat's great. Don't let anybody do
thank you.
I'll fight any man, woman, or child, especially the children.
Behind the Tesco after this stream. Let's go. Any Tesco. Okay.
HG1.
Okay, so using that where I kind of go, sort of looking at the ring and going, I think I sort of look at Devers and go, I think it's going to try and do something with our minds. So just caution. Again, this is a problem where I'm like, I don't want to touch it again.
You could spend your action shooting crossbows.
I mean, I could. It wouldn't be a good idea. Or just shoot it into the air.
Like you can not shoot at the terminal. There's three robots behind you.
Yes, but if I destroy them, then they come back stronger. They're inevitable. I'm listening to what they're saying.
Why are you ruining my fun?
That's why I'm here. I'm that kind of character. That's literally what people keep saying to Elect. Why do you keep ruining this? I just wanted to murder my father. And I'm like, well, it's a crime. I mean, I appreciate all the poison, but you need to go to jail.
You are all lawbreakers. This is completely within Karut's right to not murder you, but lawfully execute.
We're resisting arrest.
You're resisting a sentence.
Yeah, which is death.
Short sentence.
It's just. Well, we've already established the existence of the afterlife. We will go somewhere, hopefully, which is here. We will work here. Does that offer still stand?
Will sort you out.
Yeah. Is it possible to sort of like hold my? Can I like give the help action?
You can help. You can hold. Who do you want to help specifically? If that's what you want to do.
I think that's the sort of thing that I will tell the others. This is what I touched.
Well, there's two people with you.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to give your attention to?
I think I look at Voight, who's just looking. And then
So Lorcan.
Right.
Excellent. Yeah. Lorcan, it's your turn. You have an advantage on anything that you want to do right now.
Okay.
Voight, as a free action, you can give information freely from what you've gathered about the machine, just because.
Now, I will obviously do that. Yeah, you're right. I've learned nothing.
Well, you know that you have to push a button.
So how it works, Lorcan, is that these are buttons, and we need to push one.
Well, yes, we saw that. But Griselda Rats, we saw them doing pushing some buttons to get us out of here. Yeah. I'd like to. Can it be an insight check? I want to. What kind of check is it to try and? I guess investigation maybe. Try and remember what I saw Griselda Rat pressing history.
History check.
Oh man. 20!
You specifically recall the moment you were passively watching with your dirty passive perception, without even realizing you'd memorized exactly what Gazelda had done, and recalling on your memory, you realized that whilst it looked like she was pushing buttons, your passive insight, which is also ridiculously high, let you know that she didn't have to. She was interfacing with something more than just this terminal. And
Right.
the moving of hands almost seemed to be like a twitch for her, not an actual necessity.
Okay.
Like somebody playing a tune. Like a conductor humming to Mozart.
Yeah. In that case,
They did tell another piece of information is that they said that they ran this entire place with their mind.
Yeah.
And took all their
Alex
brain
has
power
just
to do.
said something about it's going to do something with your mind. Yeah, cool. In that case, I reach out a paw and just press one of the buttons.
Yeah, you feel again the same sensation Alex felt, but this time it sweeps across you, and you feel like you've never felt data before, but it feels very much like a cold shower. Like it's invigorating, but also oh, my spine.
Wow,
And-
what the hell is that? What?
And inside your head, you hear, "Hello, I'm HQ. How can I help?"
I need to stop some malfunctioning units.
Excellent. Name unit.
Karat.
Karut is on separate network. Unfortunately, will not be able to what would be the word? Deactivate. Sorry for
Then
that, please, everyone.
then I need it restrained.
Unavailable option. And that'll be your turn. Okie dokie, artichokes. It is Voigt, your turn. You can hear Lorcan talking to the terminal, seemingly getting somewhere.
Yeah, that seems to be going effectively.
You want to touch it?
I don't know that I can add to that situation as usefully. I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna fire one of the gluey shotgun shells.
What? Awesome. Yeah, go for it.
Is this another terrible idea?
No, it was almost like I made this homebrew item for some reason.
Very low DC. It's very unlikely to hit, I have to say. But we'll see.
It's almost like this creature doesn't have a very high strength or something.
Well, if I just did it straight away, there'd be no tension.
All about the drama.
We're gonna try and hit K3, I think. K1
Nice.
found. K2 has taken some damage, so we'll just leave them for the moment. So K3. 4. Come on. This dice here hates me. 19.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, smashing.
But
So
now we have to
Negate
make
damage, but you do. What's the DC again? Please remind me.
what's my list?
Doesn't matter. They rolled a 2.
Oh, DC 12.
Nice. Yeah, they rolled a 2.
I'll give you damage in a second. I'm then gonna.
I think the damage is negated. So for the glue,
Oh, is it? Okay.
yeah, for the glue gun, the glue shot is no damage, but it is sticky.
Fab. I believe they are glued to the spot for a minute, or maybe they have saves.
It's
That's satisfying as a sound.
somebody else needs to pull them out essentially for them to
great.
get out.
That's 2. So then, Colin, bonus action, bow and arrow, K2.
Nice. Yeah. Roll to hit.
Because if he manages to get a really low score, he might go to sleep. 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
Fabulous. If Karut 2 could please make a DC something, 1 second, Constitution saving throw, DC 15.
Ooh, that is. Wait,
it's less than 5, they fall unconscious.
What's the magic?
It's not magic. It's a poisoned arrow.
Oh, it's a poisoned arrow.
Yeah. Which you might be immune to, I suppose.
Yeah, the arrow strikes them, and nothing happens to them. But roll damage if it's not poison damage.
No, it does 1 piercing damage as well.
Oh, then it's negligible because they've got resistance to piercing. Oh, I forgot to add their resistances. Whoops!
Oh, no.
This monster was a lot harder than I thought it was. Varia was just slicing through it, no problem. I forgot that it had resistance to bludgeoning damage from non-magic weapons.
To be fair, it's slashing with an axe.
Even slashing.
I
Slashing,
hit.
piercing from non-magical.
Shooting with a crossbow. So
Yeah,
that's-
it should have been all half damage, but it doesn't really matter because it's still okay. So it takes no damage as this arrow like dings.
Are
You
any
sort of
of
like look around, like the head spins around and looks at all 3 of you at the terminal like, what are you doing?
getting to know the place?
Nothing. Go about your business.
Nothing to see here. How are you?
Excellent.
I'm just going to fly 15 feet up in the air.
It is now K2's turn, and the 50 feet was a good idea because the ball of fire that was previously engulfing Kato, as their head is like locked onto you, their whole body like turns around, and they move the fireball into both Lorcan and Alex. So please make dex saves.
I've got my. Can you launch?
Yeah, you can totally use that as a reaction.
19.
17.
19. And a what?
17.
Excellent. So that's 5 points of damage. That's already halved for both of you. So half
It
again
doesn't
for-
do me any damage. If
Huh?
it's dexed. Yeah.
Oh, because
Yeah.
uncanny dodge. Nice.
Right.
So just 5 points of damage for you, Lorcan. And then the arm that was sort of like not controlling the fireball spins at you, Varia. And no, that won't hit. You see like an icy hand just like grab at you, but you manage to move out of the way.
What is this, hot and then cold?
Your yes and your no. Then I think the first restrained one gets a saving throw, which is not going to do it, and then the last one gets a save, which... what was the DC again for the glue?
I think I said 12, did I? Yeah, 12 strength.
Yeah, they break out.
Oh, damn.
Unfortunately, yeah, the glue, you see the glue hardening, and then K3 just goes like that and bursts out. But that's their full action.
Gosh.
Cool.
It is now Agnes, your turn, love.
Okay, so I will look to K1 because that's the one that is baned, and I will attempt to
and ensnared as well.
restrained. Is that with ensnared?
Yeah.
Cool. I will attempt to dispel magic on K1 again. So they'll get the -4 to the roll for the DC.
Yes, they will.
And I don't know if restrained affects that.
It's magical restraint. Is that
Yeah,
a spell?
and Bane will also end.
But I think,
I'm specifying the creature,
saying
not the
that-
magical effect.
yeah, it's a certain magical effect which would be animating this machine. So
I'm
I
not
would give
focusing
it...
on the.
No,
on
you're
the-
you're aiming for the body. You're aiming
Yeah.
for the. Yeah, I'd say it's totally doable.
Yeah, choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range, and I'm choosing specifically the creature and whatever is causing it to.
Yeah.
Be annoying.
Yeah. So.
Just general attitude, I think.
So, all right. Give me a sec.
Sure.
Right. To do this, you've got to beat an 11 on the dice roll.
Okay.
It's very tense.
7. When it matters. 7.
Fuck.
You reach out again, and unfortunately, your magic just passes over them, and they're just like in the in the tree, like. Gah, gah. It is now Varia, your turn.
My turn. Okay.
Bah.
2 blokes, two large robot boys.
Ribbit.
Yeah. One without a sword anymore. The other one still has its sword.
Yeah.
Do they do magic damage? Okay. What I'm going to do is I am going to restrain, like if I have to sit on them, whatever, the magic one, so that it can't move about.
The one with the one that's casting spells at the moment.
Yeah, just like trying to force it
You just wanna
down on the
grapple it,
ground.
yeah.
I just want it to stop. And if it means that I'm drawing aggro, better that than the rest of the team who are clearly off doing something with a console.
Yeah, so you can just grapple it, which will reduce its speed. It won't be able to move anywhere, but it doesn't. Yeah, grapples don't necessarily give any, like, unfortunately, like they don't really give much apart from that. Let me just double check for because you know what, I think I know what you're trying to do, and I think that's fair. So
Well, like, because if
I don't
it
see
uses
why you shouldn't be able to
words
do
cast
something.
for magic and it's got a mouth, then I'll gag it. Like, whatever it's using to cast, I want it to stop being able to do that. Whether that's my hands shoot out or my mouth says the words and then magic happens. However it casts magic, I want it to stop.
Oh no, it's yeah. So it can't take any actions or reactions.
Yeah.
Being grappled.
I think I'm reading this right. Oh no, you succeed automatically if it's incapacitated. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
No,
I
that
thought-
doesn't. It's speed becomes 0. Yeah, that's really it.
Can I gag it?
I'd say.
If it's doing it with words?
Sock in the mouth. Sock in the mouse. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Probably wear socks.
I'd say you can spend one action to essentially help a saving throw, because what you're going to do is grapple it, and then when it's trying to like move stuff, you're just going to be like, no, stop.
Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting
yeah.
Basically, yeah. My action
So-
is readied to, like,
Torment.
if it shoots out magic with its hands or it speaks, do whatever. I'm just going to try and stop it.
So essentially, I'll give it a disadvantage, or somebody else will have an advantage when it's trying to do something.
Yeah.
But
So I just square up to it like a
But that's
shadow
only
boxer.
against someone else. If it chooses to attack you, that's because you said you'd cop that.
Yeah, what I want is the aggro to be my way because they're off doing other things.
That's fair.
Yeah. Let's dance.
Roll a strength check, please.
Yeah. It's advantage.
But it can use Dex, which it's better at.
Yeah.
Not that good though. 6 won't do it.
Oh.
Well, how does a 21 suit?
Probably pretty well. I think that if my maths is correct, a 21 is definitely more than a 6, right?
Oh, well, you're the person who's better at maths, so.
Okay, well then no, it's not.
So yeah, Varia is basically like ready to spar, basically.
Awesome. Yeah, you just jump on it and you just start flailing on it. And it's like, what are you doing? As you like,
Come
move
on!
your hands all
You
over
want to dance? Let's dance, flirty robot.
Flirty robot. Alex, it is your turn.
Oh, again. Can I delay my action after Lorcan? Because I think if things change, I might be more useful then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lorcan.
Okay. So
Corrupt cannot
still-
be deactivated or incapacitated on the ship.
Yeah. I how can I get him get it off the ship?
I can activate a portal. No, wait, it was British. Karut was American.
Right.
I can activate a portal.
Oh, it was more kind of James Bondy, middle of the evening.
I can activate a portal.
Okay.
Yes, a portal that will only affect Karat, potentially.
I can
That's
specialize it to only take in the inevitable, yes.
Then please do
Where
that.
would you like it to go?
On just outside of the ship.
Okay. you with your passive insight, you sense slight judgment from the AI. It doesn't understand why you're doing this. But the ring from the other side of the room that is 60 foot away, canonically, glows again, like almost like Karut's rings, and then it starts to spin until it becomes one big circle. And as the glow sort of fades over everybody in the room, that is where we'll take a break.
What?
Yeah, I know. Tension on board the ship. Yeah, we're going to take a 5-10 minute break, guys. Thank you very much for being with us for this final episode. I'm excited to see what happens next. I'm not gonna lie. Didn't know which way it would go. I had my thoughts, but you guys always do something different. I love it. All right, guys. See you in 5-10 minutes. Bye. Hello, welcome back to part 2 of the last episode of Escape from Carceri. We have just left I'm having a nightmare today with the talking, but the talking is helping me get through this, so we're going to keep going until eventually I say something that makes sense. We left our players mid-combat as Lorcan had opened up a portal to the outside the spaceship, which only Corrupt will be able to go through. So at that point, I believe it is Alex, it's your turn because you held your action after Lorcan. And I know that's not the rules. If somebody out there is on the chat saying you need to hold a specific, I don't care. I play by my own rules. They're like, you do what you want.
This is DNN, baby. This is DNN.
Dungeons and Nile.
We're in space. Your rules don't work up here. International spacecraft.
I would shit myself if I went into a dungeon and just found me.
Very different kind of dungeon.
You on the other side and go, would you like to play a game? You're like, we just gonna play Dungeons and Dragons in this dungeon. Like,
I'd scream. I'd just be like, ah! Anyway,
that's your greatest fear. You is your greatest fear. That's
right.
Oh, deep, I know. I'm a deep guy, you know.
Okay, I mean, well, now it's just having an existential moment. Yeah, I'm just gonna. So remind me where the K's are and what they're up to.
1K is and one like K1, 1K is in a vine infested sort of formation. K2 is currently being like tangled with a different form, which is Varia's body, and K3 is just broken out of a glue mold that was made by Void.
And he's doing just fine.
Yeah, he's pretty like healthy boy. He's not taking any damage. K2 and K1 have like a bit of. Oh, K1 did not take D6, please.
Damage. Do you want me to roll that?
Last, just one. Three points of viney boy damage. Yeah.
They're not dead. Good.
Yeah, they're not dead, and they don't look not bad.
Okay, so you're saying K3 is the one who's just burst out of the glue, right?
Yeah, like Superman bursting out chains.
Sorry, did everybody hear? Like, was I having to speak out loud to talk to the AI, or was
yeah,
that?
because you're not used to it. You're like open a portal that only Garrett can go through.
I don't have to now tell everybody what's going on. Fine.
Yeah, and then this portal 60 feet across the room is opened up.
Oh. So how far away, my dear friend K3, how far away is he from me right now?
15 foot.
Okay. And if I tried to get there, K2 couldn't... I wouldn't be going into attacks because everyone else is bound.
You would take opportunity attacks from K... K... what's his face? K2. And if they're restrained, can they still make opportunity attacks?
No, they can't make attacks if they're restrained.
Excellent.
So does that mean if I move?
Yeah.
Because
just K2 is the only one that could stab you, but they'd have disadvantage because Varia's going, why you hit yourself?
But if I try to get to K3 from where I am, I'm not going
it has disadvantage, sorry.
There you go.
Huh?
It has disadvantage, it's not. It is able to attack if it's restrained. I'm telling you the wrong thing.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, both would be able to claw at you with disadvantage. But that would use their opportunity attack for this round, so nobody else would take any.
We're willing to let you die for that.
I do long for the void.
Please.
Same.
I'm coming for you, my mysterious wife. And I'll all this backstory, which I'm just like, I've written a document, right?
I love.
Yeah. Okay. I'll move over to K3.
All right. So that's a nat 1, and and that 20.
Um,
And the other one, no, but that was on the same die, so it's the nat 1. The other one rolled a 15 twice, so a 15 plus. Wait, which one's that? That one's K3, and that one. Oh no, I was meant to roll. So let's keep the nat 1 because banter.
Yeah, my bad.
And a 15 minus 2 plus. It would be incapacitated, but it would have its sword, which is what it would use.
One of them doesn't have a sword.
17. Yeah, no, but K2 is the one that got the nat 1, so we won't worry about that. K1 got a... What number did I just say? 17?
15. Oh, 15 plus whatever you were.
Yeah, 17.
And that's
Minus 4
so
on Lux is fine.
it would have been a 19, so it's minus a D4, which was 2.
But it is 17. But I'm not moving through it. So because I said I've got disengage. Can I?
Oh.
Is that-
Yeah, let's just say you bonus action disengage and all that.
Sure.
Yeah, that's totally fine as well.
Yeah.
It's
So
me. No, nat 1.
Okay, so by K3 now.
Yes. So you've used your bonus action to disengage.
I have.
You've used 15-foot movement to get next to K3, and you want to.
I want to stab it with my sword.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go for it. I dare you.
All right then. Dirty 20. How do you like that?
Oh. Well, please roll damage.
Tasty.
Sneak attack damage because Varia's nearby.
And I've still got my...
And your eyes are good.
And my eyes are good. Oh, lovely. Okay, so 9...
Rolling dice, figuring out numbers, get into killing the robot. You are muted. You need to unmute yourself. Sorted.
25.
25 points of damage.
Yep.
Wow.
Hubba. Okay. Nice. Yeah. How would you say you? Oh wait, it's not a magic sword, is it?
Well, I think the magic's in my heart.
Get out of here. So 25 down is 12.
But is that the piercing that's...
Yes.
Piercing, so that I rolled 8 plus 1, so that was 9. So half that. And then sneak attacks, it's so... Right?
Sneak attacks is the weapon's damage, so it's also piercing.
Then ignore me. I'm being a little scamp.
You're just trying to
Yeah, you had it with me. Red just came in and fucked you there.
I was actually. My plan's falling apart.
Oh, well, actually. So that is an extra 12 points of health back to it. Cool. Naughty attack. Not as naughty as we initially thought, but still naughty. Man, I need to stop.
I like the robots. Like, oh, I've just remembered. This doesn't hurt me that much, and things like start repairing. I'm like, oh, right. Fuck.
No, it doesn't repair yet. You do you slash into it, and it's like, hello again. Hi, nice. Hi.
Hello.
Very casually. It is now Voigt, your twin.
Well, this is rapidly getting out of control. So I've heard good noises from Lorcan, and the thing has started moving at the other end of the room and is whirring, but so far no effect on our friends.
The portal is open. Lorcan has said that only Karuk can go through it.
But there's not a vortex sucking them inexorably towards it or anything.
No sucky.
No sucky. That
was completely my fault. I'm not gonna even pretend like I didn't think that was naughty.
I'm not very good at strength, but I might try. I'm trying to work out if I think they've got any sense of self-preservation, but it's been hard to gauge that so far.
I'd say you they don't seem to care about any damage done to them.
Well, that's true, but that's because of their ability, which might... Oh, yeah, that's true. Maybe, yeah, okay. Cool, I'm going to make a grapple against K3, flying into them and attempt to grab them, and then I'm going to try and move them as far as I can with my tech.
Totally fine. So, opposed dex and strength check, I guess?
Yeah, strength from me, I think.
Right, you just need to be at 10.
I don't do that. I roll a 2 minus 1 for an unnatural 1.
Okay. Yeah, you just like flail against this machine that almost like it's not strong, and you gather that as you like start to grab it, but unfortunately your arms and limbs seem to move through it where it's got no body parts adjoining them. You gather that like maybe if you'd have grabbed something solid, you might have done something, and they gather that too, and they're like, "Get off!"
Whoopsie-daisy. I'll say as I fly through them.
Okay, now it's their turn. So K1 is going to attempt to. Oh, what was your ensnaring strike DC?
15.
Yeah, that doesn't do it. Okay, and then the other two. So.
And they take another 4 points of damage.
Excellent. Nice. Yeah, just from K1 you just hear, oh god, as like thorns like start to continue to grow inside of it. You know, like little cogs like popping out every now and then. Varia, because you're grappling old K2, they're gonna
grapple, baby.
They're gonna move the ball of fire towards Ilex and Voight.
Still in the air.
Are they trying to do that with their hands, moving that ball?
Yeah, so essentially, well, because you're trying to grapple K3, I'd say that's quite close, because Ilex is in combat with it, and you're trying to grapple it, so I'd say, yeah.
All right,
it can get you both, but you both get advantage on the saving throw.
Cool. What
dexterity, s'il vous plaît? Gotta be at 13.
Fuck you, dice. Fuck you.
On an advantage as well.
Oh, that wasn't the right one. Hang on. But that's better. That was a 17.
17. Nice. Okay, so if you take half damage, which Alex, did you take any?
No, I took no damage.
Uncanny dodge. Nice. You take. What is that? 3 points of fire damage. Sorry, my maths is slow today. And then it's gonna grab at you and roll a natural one again, Varia. So let's see that fumble chart. Do you want to roll a D100 for it?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah, you should have the benefits of their fumble, I feel.
So this is... I never rolled D100, so I'm very excited.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, there's a spell one! Yay! Okay, sorry.
Yay. That's a 96.
Oh, that's probably really good as well. The spell backfires, causing a large explosion, causing you to fall and bump your head. They explode away from you, falling onto the floor, straight onto their cranium.
Cool.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh.
Okay, and then as their head as the head knocks against the floor, an explosion of lightning and a massive echoes through the room as a magical backfire happens in their skull, and you see a massive crack appear in their head as They take 3 points of only 3 points of damage. They're still awake, but they're on the floor, like holding their head, like, oh god.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Are they when they got
like,
thrown back? Are they closer to the portal now?
It was in that one. Let's say you're no longer grappling them, but they are. Roll a d20.
Okay. 11.
They are 10 feet closer to the portal.
I love that. Oh, feet. So cash money.
Cash money.
Cash money.
All right. It is now Alex, your turn.
When do I get a turn?
Oh, no, wait, sorry. Karut just went. The last one hasn't gone yet. Sorry. Right, 10 plus 4, 14. Does a 14 hit you, Alex?
That's exactly my AC.
Then a sword dashes out into your thigh, and again you feel that necrotic damage cascade through you, dealing 10 points of necrotic damage.
Can I have used my reaction on that?
You've already used your uncanny dodge.
But I've got evasion as well. I've got 2 things there. I've got evasion.
All right, which one did? So you said you used uncanny dodge. What does evasion?
Uncanny dodge is if it's a dex attack. If I pass, nothing happens. If I fail, I take half. And
so can you use?
I can use my reaction if I can see attack coming to half the damage.
And you used uncanny dodge
for the fireball for the sun.
Okay, so which one would you be able to use for this?
That would be evasion because it's a sword. I can see it coming, so I can.
So you can half the damage.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah. So 5.
I just want to stay alive. I know I've been saying I want to die, but
God, make up your mind.
I lied.
I lied. I'm a professional liar. I'm not even a detective. I just found a coat.
Oh, there's so many cool things it can do. I keep forgetting. Anyway, none of that. It is now Agnes, your turn.
Okay. Agnes is usually quite patient, but is becoming decreasingly so with these 3. Seeing that there's a portal, seeing that she's got that one in hand, but there has been some necrotic damage so far, which I'm not that keen on. So what I think Agnes will do is cast Guiding Bolt at 2nd level, especially towards the one that's just attacked dearest Ilex. So I will do that and attempt to hit.
K3, yeah.
K3. Come on, dice. 12.
That'll hit.
Okay. So at
They're
2nd level.
easy to hit because they multiply.
17 points of radiant damage.
Nice.
And it
17,
means,
did you say?
yes.
Excellent.
And it means that the next attack roll made against this target before the end of your next turn has advantage.
Yes, it does.
It's got the shimmering energy around it.
What kind of glow does your guiding bolt have?
Yeah, interesting. It's kind of green mixed with black, mixed with a really kind of shiny glitter.
Nice. So yeah, there's almost this weird transparent fog over K3, and who gets hit, the chest concaves in with the force of the hit and the radiant damage, and then this gas starts spill over, and it's oh god no, and then there's another one that's instead oh god no, and the one on the floor is just his head is just aching, going oh god no. It is now. So from
that's funny.
From behind you, Agnes, you feel a swift movement. And Varia, as you turn to sort of move towards K2, who's on the floor clutching their head, a spindly hand grabs them by the mouth, and you just see Odin launch this robot straight into the portal.
Yeah.
And they look at you tired and worn out, and they're Let's finish this.
Yes,
It is
I
now your
agree.
turn, Varia.
Yeah, I'm going to. So one of them has been yeeted. Okay, I'm going to take K2 and attempt to yeet as well.
Okay, you mean K3. K2's out. So K1's ensnared, K3 is still...
Whatever the one that's not in vines.
Yeah, so K3.
Yes, please.
Okay, so Odin's used their turn. Oh no, it's the next round. So if you want to hold your turn and have Odin help you, you know... What's your strength?
Just in general?
Yes.
My strength is a 15.
On a successful grapple, you could throw them 15 feet.
Yeah, I'd
You
like
know
to
that if
do
Odin
that.
helps you, you could potentially throw them all the way there. So you can either hold your action or throw them 15 feet towards Odin, and
But
then Odin
Odin's
will
at the
finish
end
off
of
the
the
throw again.
round, right?
Huh?
But Odin's at the end of the round?
He is.
Throw it.
So Corrupt would have their own turn before Odin.
Okay. Where's the fireball?
Gone.
Yeah, that was K2. So
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, I'm going to nod at Odin and try it, but I will grapple K3 so that K3 again, if they try to hit anyone except for me, will hit me.
Nice.
But I've got them by the floating arm or head. I've got them in this sort of headlocky thing, and I'm
You
like,
put your arm in between their body,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
in the gears.
yeah, I'm ready when you are, big boy. And then, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, make a strength check, please.
Yes.
Have you harmed anything?
Have I harmed anything?
Yeah, because don't you have to keep your rage? You have to either take damage or attack.
I've taken damage relatively recently. Like, it's still within the round. No?
I mean, yeah, I'm just asking, like, if you remember.
Yeah,
like,
no,
last-
I'm just double checking. I haven't attacked a hostile creature. I think me being like putting someone in
Actually,
a headlock.
A grapple attacks, yeah.
Yeah.
you're
Okay.
fine.
So, well, I mean, I have advantage, but I rolled an 18 on my first one, so
That does it.
yeah,
They rolled a 10.
yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, you lock them in place. Ilex, the one that has just stabbed at you is now locked in place as your turn.
So that's the thing. So I deal with him, big boy, has been said. So I'm like, I assume that god's going to deal with it. Then there's the how badly damaged is Vine land.
They're probably going to take more damage on this round, but they're not. All right, they're not bloodied yet.
Oil.
Not that they have blood.
Yeah.
Didn't they have some gears and cogs that had fallen out?
Yeah, but
So
they're
you could
not.
chuck those through, so they can't get those back.
Right.
the glowing rings, though, that's the.
That's kind of
Chop off your hand.
yeah. So if I kill him, will the vines still be there, or will they disapparate as he falls? Yeah,
I mean, it's
We'll
a
find out,
concentration spell, so
Yeah.
if it dies, then I'm going to stop concentrating on it.
that's fair enough. But you are currently in a. Well, actually, no. You've just finished having a talk to the AI.
KO is technically the one concentrating on.
Yeah, technically.
Yeah, why not? Let's find out.
Yeah, attack it with advantage.
Is unarmed strike bludgeoning?
Yeah.
And he's also got resistance to bludgeoning.
Yeah.
Because I was there going, would it actually turn out with sneak attack? It would be more advantageous just to punch the
No,
jerk.
yeah, your fists won't. Your fist won't help you here.
Not with that attitude, it won't.
It felt like I was in part of like a really cool like action movie. Then
So that's so that's a natural 20.
That'll do it. Yeah, double
So-
all your damage.
So that means
It means that it doesn't get halved. Yeah, so roll straight.
It happens.
Yeah, man. Nice. Oh, let's get the crit chart out. I like my crit chart. Roll a d100.
Oh, it's Crit Santa.
I am. Merry Christmas. What did you roll?
That is a 12.
12 on a d100. Okie dokie. You gain advantage on all attacks against your target until the end of your next turn.
Oh, have that already.
So roll again.
Can I return this, please?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Don't get a 14 or a 10.
84.
84 will do it. That'll probably be better. 84 is... yeah, your target is now surprised until the end of the next turn.
I'm so sure he is.
Everybody gets advantage.
Wait, what does that mean? Like, what does that
Everybody gets advantage on them now.
Oh, right.
Until Alex's next turn. Until the end of their turn. So until the end of Kurut's turn, everybody gets advantage. So that'll benefit Lorcan and Voight.
That's 21.
Oh, well. Hard to be surprised when you're dead.
It's the greatest surprise of all sometimes.
Yeah, you just shove your sword straight through its head and the lights just go out as it like that. The vines still hold it in place though, you notice that. Like even though it's dead, Kato's still holding something in place. It is now Lorcan's turn.
Okay, so I think just I'll stop concentrating on the vines and drop all of that. And I'd like Kato to grab as many of the glowing rings off the ground as he can, and throw them through the portal.
Make an athletics check.
19.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fair. Just like
Frisbee.
5, 6 rings, just poo 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 poo. They're not glowing; they're just like metal rings as they go out.
Yeah.
And as the last one hits the portal, you just see all the armor on the floor just start to follow it outside.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And if that's my action, then as a bonus action, I can get Lorcan to hold the help action to help whoever's going to try and get the third one out.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Voight, your turn.
So
you're currently flying over a grappled Kurut with Vario.
That's the last one, right? We've dealt with the other two. Then I will also lend my my help action to that.
Right.
They're a helpful bunch.
We'd like to get this done as a team.
Kurut, you all just start jumping on Kurut, and Kurut looks at you, and looks at Varia, looks at Voight, looks at Odin ahead of them, and they just go huh, okay. And struggling as you're grabbing them, they manage to chunk one of their hands into their eyes, and they rip out part of their head, and they fall to the ground in multiple pieces. Agnes, it's your turn.
Well, that was short and sweet. Varya, dear, could you do the honors?
Yes, depending on what the honors are.
Get him out of the portal.
Okay. I will take the rings, I guess.
You are top of the round. Next round, Odin doesn't stop you.
Yeah, so I take the rings and the whatever the eye was.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
That's fine. Just the chunk of eye that it ripped out of its own skull.
Why?
Spend like 6 seconds contemplating it and see.
I'm gonna chuck the rings out the door first.
Yeah.
And keep the eye.
Do you want to make a strength check to do that? Because as you chuck the last ring out the eye and all the other parts start to like fly out.
I'll make that strength check.
Okay, yeah, roll.
Advantage, thank fuck. Okay, well that's a 12 plus. I'm not sure that's going to do it, innit? 12 plus 2.
Well, that might be the moment that Voight was helping with, so perhaps they see...
It's already at advantage.
Oh, was it already at advantage?
Varia's raging.
I'm having a mad one.
It's unfortunate. I tell you what, because you're getting so much help, the DC's then lowered, which means that you just pass.
Oh.
And to sort of solidify that, as you are like holding on to the eye, you find your body being slowly dragged towards the portal, and then as you're being dragged towards the portal, you can see like from the portal, which is just light, metal start to come back through it as like a reforming hand of Karut starts to reach out for you. And as like it gets really close to your face, like it's going to drag you in, it just one finger comes off, one finger comes off, all the bits start to fall out, and it goes, and the eye is just in your hand as the portal closes.
Great, whoever opened portal, get us home, thanks.
HQ in your head, and says, am I understanding that you want another portal?
Yes, we can I have a portal to the material plane, the home of the Count of Catalan, please?
42.
I assume that your friend is designating which material plane to exist in.
Yes, I believe so.
Excellent. Enjoy your journey. And then you see the portal open up again.
Whew. Well, that was a lot.
Let's go before a computer changes mind.
Right. Is Odin okay? Are you up and about, old lad?
Odin gathers what's happened and just walks through the portal.
Oh, let's go see
Smart. Good idea.
Yeah, where it turns out I got the number wrong. We just sent him off.
End up in Hades.
Oh no, it's the plane of knives. Oh well.
Escape from the plane of knives, coming 2022.
Yeah.
If I can say it properly.
Knives.
Just before going through the portal, Larkin would stop and ask, are you able to reassemble Griseldarat?
Unfortunately, Xeldarat was a one-of-a-kind, similar to Karut, who is currently trying to breach the ship's defenses. I imagine he'll be in the next few minutes. I recommend that if you do not want to encounter him again, that you leave soon, but unfortunately, Xeldarat is dead, ?
I'm sorry to hear that.
Question mark at the end there.
And then, just leave.
Awesome. Yeah, so you all step through the portal.
Wait, tell computer, shut portal behind us.
Yes, shut the portal behind us.
You hear in your head, will do, as you're stepping through the portal. Again, that blinding white light, but again, starts to mold into a corridor of red brick and dust that you recognize as the first time you walked into Carceri, and you follow that trail to a guard door, an iron barred door, and the door opens up for you as you exit, and on the other side is Jacopo sat at a table, fist just holding his head up as he's sleeping.
I will
Is
fire
Odin
a
there?
into the air.
Holy shit. All of you make a Constitution saving throw.
Not to crap ourselves.
Even me.
Yeah. You're in a little dungeon cell.
No more ear jumps for anyone.
I hate you.
What everybody roll?
17.
Lorcan gets a 15 and Kato gets a 16.
13.
Nice.
3.
Okay.
Well,
I've been on edge for weeks.
Alex, just all of a sudden, everything goes really quiet. I don't know why. Everybody else hears a really loud bang and a ringing noise and looks at Voight. His voice
Jesus Christ, Voight!
holding a shotgun in the air.
We're inside!
sorry, celebratory. I forget. It's tradition. Sorry.
Where is Odin?
Oh yeah, Odin's with you, but Odin didn't even flinch. Odin's just looking at Voight like
I've gone
with
deaf.
annoyance.
I've gone deaf. I can't.
Everybody
sorry,
looks at Alex.
Sorry.
And there's just blood pouring from his ears.
Oh gosh.
I've ruptured my eardrums.
Shall I have a look at you? Oh, you can't hear me. I'll
What?
just cure wounds.
Nice. Yeah, that sorts it out. Jacopo like leaps
2
to their
plus
feet and is like,
6.
I mean, no damage. You just cure the inner ear of deafness. Jacopo leaps to their feet and is like, oh my god, you're back. They like grab a bell from the side and just like ring it really hard.
But do we get this guy some more sandwiches?
Literally, as soon as you like point to Odin, 3 servants are down, heads bowed, and Jacopo like walks over to Odin, like bows his head and just says, "Please, sir, they will take you to your room."
I like your sandwiches, good sandwiches.
Odin looks like he belongs again, and walks with like purpose, following the servants. Jacopo looks at you and is like, "The master will be here shortly. Would you like to come to the office, and I'll take you there now."
Quick question, does Odin still have his little blanket on?
Yeah, his butt cheeks like hanging out as he leaves.
That is what I was hoping. Good, yeah.
Yeah, you get a good look up at those knackers as he walks up the stairs.
Oh, Megan.
Oh. Nice.
Couldn't help
So
myself.
no.
Couldn't help myself.
All about balls.
Roll the Constitution saving throw.
I've gone deaf again. I don't know why. It's weird.
I've gone blind this time.
Oh.
All right. So do you follow Jacopo up?
Yeah,
Yep.
Can I keep an eye out as to where Odin is being taken though?
Yeah.
Like just the general direction. I don't need to like follow him or whatever.
You see that like a new section has been built specifically for Odin since you've been gone.
Oh, last thing this guy needs.
Right. More attention wasted on him. Trouble.
Salty match.
He's really rude. He was really rude.
Have you just had like nice gods? Like, have you only met nice gods?
I try to arrest a bad god. All gods are bad in my eyes.
Right.
Sorry, Agnes.
Subjective, isn't it, darlings? Anyway, you follow Jacopo to the office that you went to last time, and as you get near, you can hear inside like a and you see like a blinding light from underneath the door. And as Jacopo opens the door, the Count stood there like immaculately like presented, and you can just see like the ruins of a magic circle underneath him as he's teleported in. Villefort is stood next to the desk, no longer sat at it, but like sort of like struggles to pull the chair for the Count. The Count like graciously thanks Villefort as Villefort tucks him in. And then the Count sits down and says, "Congratulations, you did this a lot faster than I thought you would." And they are beaming. Like they are.
Circumstances were on our side.
Yes. We had help.
Yes, clearly. How? I'm not questioning your brilliance, but how did you manage this?
Hitting things mostly, to be honest. Cut some bush.
We trimmed a lot of bush.
We did trim some bush.
Right.
With a lot of gusto.
Mm.
Mm.
Would you like any food?
Yes, please.
Very much so.
Excellent.
Like at the word food, Kato's like, huh? Food.
Yeah, a bell's rung and food is brought to you. And the chairs that you're sat on, the food is brought on a platter that can sit precisely on the chair so that you don't have to have a table. It's like
world's
a nice
first TV dinner.
Yeah, essentially.
Wow.
Please enjoy. And Villefort and the Count sort of go to a corner and talk privately just whilst you enjoy your meal.
Can I lean over to Lorcan?
Yeah.
So I still have the eye. Do we want it? Do we want to sell it? He seems to like weird things.
Might be worth something, yes. Well, can
also, it means if we go home that the eye somehow he can track the eye. It's not us getting in trouble. It's, just a thought.
Well, yes, I was going to say maybe it might be useful, but...
Oh, yeah. No, good point. You want to keep it? We can keep it. We will have money to add a cabinet.
Could I have a look at it? I'd
like
to
why not?
Investigate it. Or
make an investigation roll, s'il vous plaît.
6.
Oh, I don't know either.
I mean, I'm sure it could be useful for something, but...
It's an eye, yeah. It's a dead eye. It's got no life to it.
Still, maybe it's all we want to sell it.
Perhaps, maybe, I expect Villefort or some of the others around here would find it useful.
Okie
Give us
dokie.
a good price for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Whilst you're having this discussion, Villefort exits the room. It was like a light supper. It wasn't anything heavy. So you guys finished. The servants move everything, put everything back, and the Count takes a seat. The Count didn't eat with you. Neither did Villefort.
No, we are the staff.
Yeah,
Right.
they were busy
Rude.
discussing. And they sit down. Oh, you were treated very well. Like they were
Very
clearly
good
conducting
staff.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Count takes the seat. They've got a nice long coat that they kick back as they sit down, extravagantly, and they turn to you and they say, "Well, first things first. Each of you will receive the guaranteed payment. Thank you very much for conducting this. Your journey seems short, so I feel like this is a question that, also you're carrying a massive hammer. I was wondering if, perchance, you are wanting to sell these items.
Not my hammer, thanks. That's one's mine. I found it.
This is fine, but
Okay.
I would offer an item that is... Well, I would offer money more than the price offered on the market.
You know,
If you
when
show
some
me the
peop-
items, we can calculate the total price, or we can calculate individual.
You know, when some people go fishing, right? And they get a very big fish. And it's maybe you could sell it to a restaurant, maybe people eat the fish, but no, they preserve the fish and then they mount it on the wall. I feel like this about this hammer is nice. Took it
I
from
completely
Dragon,
understand.
big deal for me.
It's completely fine, but did you find anything else that you'd be wanting to sell?
Well, similarly, I've been handed a small bauble. Apparently, it's filled with nothing but absolute death. But I feel quite attached to it. I feel as though it might prove useful in my journeys ahead. So, similarly, I think
Understandable.
100,000 gold is more than I could ever need. That and the passage you've promised.
Well, would you not at least like me to price it for you?
No, I consider it a memento. And
It may be worth more than 100,000 gold.
Absolutely, but beyond 100,000 gold, money kind of loses all meaning for me. I'd much rather have opportunities for adventure. Thank you.
The Count smiles and is like, clearly you've never had more than 100,000 gold. But I respect your decision. Any other items that you possibly want pricing or maybe to sell?
I've got
Again,
a
I
few
promised that.
Sorry.
Go for it.
I do have a few spare brandies in my bag. If you'd like to price up those, I did find some things. but I too am quite attached. I love a scroll, especially when I have 3. I would feel bad to let go of them.
Would you like to know what they do, or have you figured this out yourself?
It's all right, dear. I've quite figured them out. Thank you.
No worries. Any way I can possibly hope to help you for helping me, I will graciously do myself.
Very kind of you, Christopher.
Thank you. And he smiles at you like he appreciates the fact that you're comfortable with him.
We have, hold on, sorry, I have an eye from a robot who didn't need to be connected to move. So I just thought, well, it's kind of cool. I don't really need it or want it. But maybe you're like future technology that nobody understands. Oh, Void, we should have asked about the charger.
It is completed. The Count pulls out glasses as he says that, and they've got like multiple lenses on, and they hold their hand out.
I just boot.
But Void, you've heard that the charger is completed.
Void sort of gasps and then controls themselves. Yes, well, of course I expect you to have honoured our arrangement, so I will be most grateful to take acceptance of your workmanship.
They look over at you over their glasses, and they just smile. You say, "You're welcome." And then they look at the eye, and they the glasses have multiple lenses that they flick to zoom in and magnify, and they keep looking at it, and they're like, curious. And then they pull out a book from a desk and start to translate something that maybe you can't see. And then they close the book slowly, put the eye down, put the book back, close the drawer. Take a second.
I'm just gonna barrel him, just stare at him.
They don't even take their eyes off the eye for a good. So they're pondering something. Your passive insight is that they found something very interesting.
Yeah.
They raise their head and they take their glasses off, put them on the desk, and say, perchance, do you know what you took the optical tool of?
Well, we know their name, and there was another one, but the other one's apparently dead, which is sad, but how, it goes. Not really. I wouldn't know what it is. We just got Odin out.
But it
was some sort of construct, an automaton that was a god of Carceri.
You destroyed it though, yes?
Not that one, no.
No, we dealt with it, but perhaps not long term.
It seemed quite hard to destroy, but it can't get back onto the ship where it's where it can't access the portal.
Larkin, that isn't true. But whether or not you share that is up to you. Yeah, just keep that in the dance. The Count looks at you and leans back in their chair, strumming the what is it? The bridge of the chair, the arms of the chair, and they look at you and they say, "Okay, well, this is good news because you have fought an inevitable. These are dangerous beings of lore, and well." They don't stop really, so it is good to hear that they can't get to you. Because I think if you didn't destroy it, you are, how do you say, on their shit list. And they laugh and just continue on. I will give you.
It might not be able to access the same portal that we came through, but I imagine there's some other way it could get to this material plane, and that I would expect is something that it would be able to find.
Oh, I did not realize I was causing you problems. Oh no,
this is not my problem. Unfortunately, this is your problem. I would say spend the money quick, but I will give you 500,000 gold for this eye.
Won't it come looking for its eye?
No.
Oh,
it will come for you.
Okie dokie.
Nice.
You smile awkwardly at each other.
Yeah. Okay, we'll figure it out.
Kato is just like putting food into his face. Oblivious.
Anything else, or is you?
Oh, Odin seems like he needs some friends, to be honest.
Oh.
Like, I know he's a god, but like, he's been stuck in a tree. His manners are oof.
Right.
Mm.
Music, maybe get him laid. You know, you just need to connect him with the human experience.
If he wants to come say hi, at least I think we were vaguely friendly. But you know, like, he's been through it. Also, he wants to plunge the world into eternal war again. So I hope that's not your intention, because otherwise, oh boy, my roof will have been rebuilt for nothing.
Hmm.
Constant rebuilding of roof, not good for the funds that you've so generously managed to secure for our job.
You are welcome. Odin is quite a character.
What are your intentions with him now? Are you going to help
The
him?
Count leans forward and says, "What did you find out in your research about Odin?"
I mean, I mostly found out about his son Tyr, that he's a warrior. He claims that Titans created mankind, and for that were abused and thrown down by the gods. Sort of most of the stuff we've learned has been from spending time with him.
He turns into a raven sometimes. Doesn't quite like the brandy. Loves the sandwiches. Oh my god.
Low-hanging balls.
Pendulous.
Well, Odin is the god of secrets, and well, having this portfolio, you can understand my library is vast, and knowledge is something that I take time in purchasing. So, to break out a god of secrets is, well, I want to know the secrets of this world.
Oh, in which case, good luck convincing him. He's not very chatty, but yeah.
He's a bit of a dick if you want to know the truth, actually.
I expected as much, and I have spent a lot of time understanding how to coerce this asshole.
Okay.
Good luck. I wish you the very best.
But again, if he wants a day out, I know some nice taverns, This is a new place for him.
Varia, you've finally met someone who...
No, none of that nonsense. No? He's old.
Right.
His body is probably adjusting again. He will be fully...
No. Look, wait, I'd like to get to know someone. What is wrong with you?
Growing on, Varia, imagine. Right?
Just saying that his current look is not how he will look in a day's time.
He's old here, too.
Oh,
And he
much
has
older
my
than any of
blanket.
us.
He does have your blanket, to be
Yes,
fair.
if he would like to return that to at his own leisure, I would be very, very thankful.
I will get it back to you. We have provided him with clothes a lot more accustomed
good.
to his form.
We say goodbye before we head home? See if he's...
So Odin, of course, if you wish.
We just broke him out of hell.
Okay.
I know that you've said we're on the shit list, the inevitable, but are you not worried that Odin is a prison break? They're going to come for him.
Odin is a god. They will be fine when it comes to inevitable. You are mere mortals and I am immortal, but unfortunately I have not broken any rules. I'm just yourself.
Okay.
Gosh, interesting.
No, we can
It might be
restrain
considered an
again or
accessory
whatever.
If it ever came to it.
Potentially. But
yeah.
I have very good lawyers.
I'm sure you do.
And believe me, if you are ever taken to Primus, please contact me. I will get the best lawyers for you.
Thank you.
That is if you're not that secluded inside.
Awkward laughter in the room. Oh, yeah. Good.
We'll be
I
fine.
hate him too. I hate him as well. I want to kill them both.
I kind of look at Void and I'm like, yeah.
We'll be okay, everybody. I mean, we escaped last time. We can escape again, and maybe this time we know that it's the circlets, the armbands. That's the important bit, not the actual cogs.
Are we still wearing those? We still got our wristbands on, or did that come off?
No, you still got them.
Is it still showing time, or did it stop when she died?
They have converted to regular watches, and Griselda still has the little GIF.
Oh, is it like Griselda its arms going around on the?
Yeah, that's cute. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Something to remember her by. Even though
I
you
love
killed
that. That's great.
her.
We didn't kill her.
You got it killed anyway.
There's a difference.
Potato.
Potato murder.
Potato murder.
I was just trying to blag my way through things. It's not my fault one of them was a complete psychopath.
Psychopath robot here to kill you. Anyway, so the Count pulls out a chest each with platinum pieces, platinum bars that constitute to 100,000 GP each.
How heavy?
But it's in platinum bars.
Right.
It's pretty heavy, but you've got a carriage ride home, so you'll be okay.
Okay.
We're going to need to go set up a bank account, everyone.
I can do this for you if you like.
Yes, yeah, to be honest.
Would you like me to transfer the funds and then you can take, I don't know, let's say 10,000 gold each in cash?
This seems reasonable.
Excellent.
To me,
Rings a bell
I'm
and
saying
servants
yes.
come in.
Sounds like a good plan. I have a bank account. I will give you
I know.
details.
He like nods and he says, I know. And he'll sort it out for you. Servants come in and replace the chests with already pre-made chests of 10,000. How'd they know? Who knows?
I hate him. I hate him.
At this point, once all the money's taken, Villefort re-enters. In one hand a book, and in another hand a device that you recognize. What?
Is it a little white plug with a long lead attached?
It's more of your communicator has.
Is this what it is?
Fuck it. It's a plug with a long lead. But instead of like having a plug socket, you put it down. It still has the 3 prongs. You put it down, and you see like electrons being gathered. Essentially, it's completely harmless to touch, but electrons will gather in the 3 prongs. You just have to plug it in, and in 7 days, it will fully charge your phone for an hour.
Oh, cry. Oh, okay.
Which Villefort explains to you in your head telepathically. It's the best I could do on such short notice.
I'm eternally grateful.
I work fast. I'm glad that you enjoy it.
This is incredible that you've been able to pull this off. Wow.
They crack their leather gloves.
Hopefully you won't see me again in a week. If you do, it means it doesn't work. But I'll trust you. Let's hope so. Amazing. That is incredible. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. And they look at Lorcan, but not as excited.
What does my insight say? My passive insight of 20.
They've got good news, and they've got bad news.
Oh, no.
I feel like you should start with the bad news.
All the same to you, I'd appreciate starting with the good.
Very well.
They open the book, and they say, from what you've told us about the attack and the research that's been done, understandably, it's something to do with fairies, right? Or fairy-like creatures.
As best as we could tell, yes.
Yes. Unfortunately, it seems what we have traced back using the sample that you gave us is something a lot older than the fairy. We feel like the fairy might have just been almost a misdirection, because they're magical creatures, right? And that wasn't what touched you. And they turn the page to like a folded page, and there's this image of swirling black and inside it is a figure made up of shadows with white dots for eyes and teeth moored into a grin, but rows upon rows of smiling, jagged teeth. And they look at you.
I look at the image and I just go, "This is the good news."
Well, this is called the One Who Laughs. It's an ancient being, and this is the only tome on it. It's essentially as old as time itself. Presently not on the material plane, but could be summoned, or potentially one of its lesser demons could be brought in as well. It lives on the abyss in one of the layers. Apparently it's not a regular demon, but a very, very old one from before even the Demogorgon itself. It might have been the theory is that it might have been the king of demons.
Good. Yes, well.
Yes, fairies and things and such have been linked to it before, as it has a bit of a jovial nature. But the good news is we can reverse the process. I've managed to, figure out how to put you in your own body, but you're not going to like it.
Why not?
Essentially, the process will cancel itself out if one of the bodies passes on from the mortal coil. So if your wolf form was to, and they start like playing with the desk, if your wolf form was to die, you would transfer into your natural body, but you would lose your animal companion, and I understand that might be something that's quite hard to do.
That's not a choice I will be making. Or rather, it's not an option I will be taking through choice.
Then, subject to the terms of the contract, we will spend as much time as we can trying to figure out a way to furthermore, I mean, if you're up for it, we could try to... You did Carceri, maybe you could escape from the abyss.
Maybe another day.
Oh, yes, definitely. But I'm sorry that this is all
Thank
I had
you.
at the time.
This is more information than I had before, so...
You're welcome! And they like shuffle off. The Count slides over, whilst this conversation is happening, Alex, the Count slides over a piece of paper.
Yep, read it.
You open it up, and it's a deed to your household.
Oh. Right.
In your name.
Am I full?
Yeah.
I'm a lord. Again, I look up at the Count, and I think we're just having like a... You, yourself, you managed to rise, managed to become nobility. What did make you happy?
Not yet. But it's certainly on its way.
I think again we have that two very sad men, just sort of like going. I appreciate it.
He puts a hand on your shoulder and he says, remember that just because others have put you down does not mean that you should sink down because of them. If anything, it means you should stand up, rise above them. Show them that there is a better way, because you will lead them that way.
I think I have. As much as I appreciate, I now have some red in my ledger. I need to pay off some good deeds. I survived. It's my chance to change my destiny.
Well, in regards to red in your ledger, another one word of advice. And he gets really close to you this time so nobody else can hear. Lorcan's distracted with the conversation. He's chosen this time very carefully. And he whispers in your ear, sometimes death is too good for certain men. And then, like, looks at you knowingly, just nods. If you ever need help, you know who to call. And he pats you on the shoulder and takes a seat and watches the rest with Lorcan and before Void and such.
Lorcan, my dear, I couldn't help but overhear the conversation you were having in regards to a potential death. I'm wondering, I know it's something that you don't want to do, but you know that there is something I could do to bring Kato back?
I understand. And I truly appreciate the offer. Perhaps I will take you up on it someday, but I think I need to try and find out more about this King of Demons first. And if possible, I don't know enough about this connection, and if I were to try and not be able to bring Kato back, I'm not sure I could live with that.
I quite understand, and there's a potential that perhaps, should we try to meddle with these things done by such a powerful force, they won't be best pleased.
Well, yes.
So,
But also, if you want to meddle, I mean, I'm down. I've got a really big hammer now.
Yeah, and our shit list is already quite long, so one more name is hardly going to topple it.
So true.
Thank you all, and I'm very intrigued to see what you can do with that hammer at some point. But
Me too. But for now, maybe
with
we...
the money you've got, you could probably buy a belt of giant strength.
This is literally my plan. Unless you've got one in the house kicking about.
Oh, I was saying that if you want to ask the Count.
I do. Like, he's just given me 5k, I think, of gold for an eye that he doesn't.
500k for the eye, wasn't it?
500k. So yeah, I'm gonna be like, do you have a belt of giant strength lying around here?
Which one?
One that'll fit me.
All of them will fit you.
What kind of giant, I think?
It's a lightning thingy, isn't it?
Storm.
Storm, yeah. So
You want a storm giants?
Storm, please.
I only have one.
Well, I have 500,000 gold.
It's not worth 500,000 gold.
It's not? It's worth less? More?
Much less.
How about
Or I do you one more job.
I like you, Varia.
I like you too.
Okay, I will send a letter to your house after, say, a month. We give you a month time to relax, enjoy your money for a bit. Or would you like less time before you start
No,
another
month
job?
sounds good. We have to get contractor. Actually, the name of your contractor would be really helpful as well.
They're at your house now.
Oh, amazing.
They've done the roof already. Madness.
Well, in which
They're
case,
waiting.
yeah,
They're
months.
camped outside waiting for your approval and for plans.
I foresee this being a long and fruitful friendship.
I try, Varia. Okay, I will give you 1 month, and then I will send you a new job. Potentially, it might be less dangerous.
Oh, that would be nice, because I can't guarantee the gang would like to come with me, but
no arguments with that.
No.
Yes, less far traveling, but maybe equally as troublesome, I imagine.
Okay, well, if I can leave with the belt and get practicing with the new hammer, why not?
I imagine the belt will become very useful if you can provide me with the next item I require. But this is for another day. And they clap their hands and they get up to shake yours.
I shake them back.
It's wonderful meeting you.
Good to meet you too. Say bye-bye to Odin and then we go home, everybody. If you've got contractors, you know how long it takes.
Yeah, they give you a very polite bow.
Oh, we'll return it.
I'm just gonna do this.
to Lorcan, because Lorcan doesn't like to shake.
I just nod.
Oh.
I mean, you can bow as well.
Handing them out, I see.
But yeah, so Jacopo will lead you out. The exit bit will lead you to Odin's room first, if you wish.
I'd like to, at least.
I'll go along.
Yeah.
Are you decent, dear?
Exactly what I was thinking. Do we walk in or do we knock first? Let's knock.
Knock, surely.
Enter.
Hey!
You walk in, and already the wrinkles on his skin have stretched out. His muscles have grown larger. The holes that were once there have disappeared. And the hair that was once wizened and grey is almost like a luscious white now. You can see that they've had their hair cut by presumably the servants, and they have got like a short back and sides with a tuft at the top, and their beard has been trimmed right down, still fairly long, so probably similar to G's actually.
This is not trimmed. Not right now.
No, but compared to what it was,
Ooh, shade.
Okay.
No, I'm talking compared to what Odin's.
Oh, Odin's was.
Oh, right. I think
Odin's was growing for millennium.
G.
No, not at all. I loved it. But stop staring, Sheared.
Sorry,
What a bitch.
But catty meow. Anyway,
sorry.
They are dressed in fine adornments, which are simple, but it's the Count's clothes, so it's one of those things that all the materials are really nice, even though it's just a shirt and some trousers. And you can see that their density is coming back, and instead of this old wizened face, it's actually quite beautiful. It's almost like being on the material plane has energized them.
Nice to see you looking a bit better. We have to head out now, but it was fun to chat. If you ever want to grab a pint, I'll probably be back in a month, but I can't speak for the rest of these. Or if you want to just be out and about in the world, it could be low profile. Just thought it was nice to meet you. So, and it's good to have friends.
Odin walks up to you and puts a hand on your shoulder. You've realized that as he's gotten closer, he's grown. He's as tall as you now, which he wasn't that tall before.
No.
It was almost because he was in the distance, it looked like he was the same size, and then as he got closer, you're like, wait, he's getting bigger, fuck.
Objects in the mirror closer than they appear.
These Odins are far away.
Yeah, and he puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, "You will be welcome in New Valhalla once it's built."
Aw, thank you. You'll be welcome down the local. Genuinely.
He smiles at you and his teeth are white now. Before they were yellow and gnarled, and now they're white and straight. And he looks and he says, "You're all very fine warriors. I might call on you in the coming days."
Yeah, I mean, I've got contractors to supervise, and I'm sure you understand that can be a problem. But yeah, tell us when, and we'll say we'll make time.
Excellent. Now, he walks off and takes a seat, and really man spreads. I don't know how to describe it other than
we
really
do know that he needs a space.
Really relaxes into the chair. And looks and he says, "What do you make of this Count of Castle?"
This one can read people, looking over it, looking.
Yeah, what is my general vibe of the Count?
What you've had so far. Take what you will from everything I've given you. Apart from what he whispered in Elix's ear.
Yeah. He's a man who keeps his intentions to himself as much as he possibly can. As Vaya said, I'm good at reading people, and I still don't know why he wanted you to be freed, or why he was willing to pay so much for it.
Are you
Partly,
lying?
I guess he was willing to pay so much because money seems to be no object to him, but...
Are you lying? Because he did tell you why he got Odin.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I forgot then.
That's fine. Do you want to change that answer?
Yes, can you remind me of what he said?
It was that Odin was a keeper of secrets. Like, he was the god of secrets.
Oh, yeah. He is a man who values his secrets, and that's, I assume, why he wants you to be on his side. I believe he has a great many secrets that he would like to keep protected.
Yeah, Odin looks around, and you get as he moves his head, you gather the fact that he's looking at the library just from the direction of his head, and then he looks back at you and nods, and then strokes his beard and says, "Thank you, young one." Stands.
For my part, sorry to interrupt, but he's dangerous, but he's kept his word so far. But he won't take any risks himself, so if you want people to fight with you, I wouldn't choose him.
He nods again.
I believe he's potentially more of a resource than an ally for you.
Thank you. And just smiles.
What's your reading of Odin, Lorcan?
Red wants to know. Yeah, roll do you want to roll an insight check?
Yeah, go on then. Nat 20, so 30.
I see into your brain.
Oh, baguette.
You know. And maybe everybody else is like, man, that smile was creepy. You know for a fact that Odin wants this place. He likes what he sees. He sees what he likes. You said that this guy is not an ally but a resource, and he's like, I eat resources for breakfast. Num num num.
Gonna put some milk on my resources.
But you don't gather that it'll be straight away.
Okay.
But you know that Odin's a fucking conniving bastard. And as much as the Count seems like they are a mystery, Odin, because you've read insight very well into Odin, you know that Odin is just as manipulative. Maybe the Count's better at hiding it, or maybe you just saw through a gap.
Yeah.
Maybe you've just seen that smile before. From somewhere else.
As all of this is happening, Agnes will be trying to mother Odin, so be along the lines of, you will look after yourself, won't you, dear, and make sure you eat, and that sort of thing. But then Agnes will say, can you tell us a secret? Just one.
I can cover my ears if you don't want me to know, sorry. Just folds the ears open.
He kneels down next to you, very similar to how the Count whispered in Alex's ear, whispers in your ear. Kalemvor's days are numbered. And then leans back, doesn't smile, just looks at you with the fact that he knows something. He's not insinuating that he's gonna kill him, but
Agnes will retreat, trying to not give away any facial expression or anything, or even blink.
Talk about just moonwalks backwards. Awesome.
I think with
Anybody else have anything
I think
to
with my
say?
insight about lying, I'm just looking and we're like, well, she's obviously lying about something, but that's the moonwalk of a person with a secret. Interesting.
Yeah,
she
she clearly got a secret.
Yeah.
She's not going to spill them, B.
Yep.
Okay. Do you leave or?
See
Yeah.
you soon.
Yeah.
Awesome. So the journey back's the same for prostate's sake. We'll just go through that. Red, on the journey, would you activate your communicator?
You said it takes me 7 days to charge it. So,
But it's got one charge in at the moment.
bro.
You can, sorry. Villafort would have said that it's currently got one charge in. It'll take 7 days to recharge, but you've got an hour of battery.
I've got an hour. Okay, I'm going to spend 59 minutes of that hour checking my Insta, uploading my latest kind of reflections on our journey onto TikTok.
If you've gone back in time, does that mean you would have like the first ever posts on Instagram and TikTok?
No, it works like it's a time displaced device. It's the battery that's broken.
And then with the remaining 60 seconds, I will try and Google locate the sort of 4-dimensional map that I'm using to try and locate where geographically and also temporally I am supposed to be, because I'm clearly off my mark because I've been here quite a while and I haven't found the constant.
As your locator is connecting to a network, you get an incoming call. It says Angarath on the on the dial, I guess. Angarath, incoming call from Angarath. Will you like to FaceTime?
I'll be like, oh god, you just get your communicator back, and then it's your boss on the line. Do I look drunk? No, we're good. I'll answer the call, absolutely.
Very much like in Star Wars, it's like a hologram of somebody's full body.
Gosh.
And what appears in front of everybody from this device, Voight was capturing your essences with and then posting onto some sort of website with many different essences and paintings.
Yeah. Don't like this.
Moving picture show thing. Is a woman stood in very similar to Voight in the sense of leathers and belt straps. This is a tall, elder elf, but half of their face has been reconstructed with metal, but it's skeletal metal, and one of their eyes is glowing, and one of their eyes is a normal color. The metal half is like a normal eye, and then the other half that's skin has a red eye, and part of their arm is also robotic.
Amazing.
And they say, Voight, it's been too long. What is going on? Your communicator has not been working.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Saving that for weeks, haven't you?
Oh, you know it. Since day one, baby. Since day one.
Oh, thank God you're alive. I don't know where I am. I don't quite know what's going on. I've been stuck here.
Connor, upload the new data. And you hear, yeah, okay, boss. And then you hear some typing, and Angarath looks at you dead in the eyes, like, Voight, we have found new information. You are near Baldur's Gate, yes?
Yes, no, absolutely. That's where I am.
We are giving you the new location of the constant. It is on the material plane now. It is an Elturel. You hear an explosion, and Angarath turns, and their hand converts into this big laser cannon, and you see them start shooting off into the distance, and then the transmission.
Oh gosh. Well, I think they've been wiped out again. Happens 4 or 5 times. You get a new timeline every time you do one of these things. It's awful, but that was my favourite version of Angarath. Anyway, where is
voice though?
Yeah, I mean, they've probably been trampled on by the enemy and had their voice box redone. It's unfortunate, but what was the name of the place?
Elturel.
Does anyone know of a place, Elturel?
Yeah. It's a very common place on the Sword Coast. It's not too far from
near where we are now.
Yeah, it's not too far from Baldur's Gate Hole.
Well, this might be where we part ways, as it seems I have to get to Elturel, probably rather urgently. Unless there might be some good bars in Elturel, or
there are.
Everybody roll a history check.
No.
6.
Dirty 20.
Oh,
23 and a natural 20.
and Varia?
Got a 9.
Yeah,
Very
Varia and
well.
Larkin are both like great pubs. And Ilex and Lord Ilex and Agnes both like simultaneously be like, oh yeah, there's a massive library there. Like that's the main attraction of Elturel, is this giant keep that is just full of knowledge and artifacts. Like there's a very famous like collector there who collects multiple artifacts.
I mean, unless you'd like to maybe come.
I don't have anything else pressing to do, so
I have contractors to supervise, but I'll come as soon as I'm done looking at their plans and making sure,
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, stupid idea.
No. Like, I'd like to come. I'm enjoying, but I literally have
Feel
people.
silly for raising it, Barry. It's fine.
No.
Get
Like,
the roof fixed. And you've been crying about that floor for ages, and the new mug cupboard, it's essential.
well, a place for you to maybe have long term if you don't get off, this timeline. Varia is very like, oh, this is terrible.
I mean, I'm sure Alfreda could handle this until you get there.
She has gotten over her nicotine addiction, so, I mean, she's not as jittery as she used to be. Or mean, actually. She's very kind now.
There is probably a slight chance that there'll be quite a lot of things that do need hitting rather hard.
I want to go home, but all right. The longest I stay is 5 days, because then I really need to get back and make sure that we don't have suddenly extra chimneys or whatever.
Oh, you're a legend.
Excellent. So, on this agreement, you guys follow the rest of the carriage back home to the edge of Baldur's Gate, over the forests, to the fire station, as it were. Outside camped are like a shitload of tents, and they've already started chopping wood from the forest, and lumber's already been created in the few days that they've been here. When you get there, there's like a, hello, how can we help you kind of guy? It's, oh, we'll get this fixed up. Oh, no, also it's quick that for you. And you manage to spend, the time necessary to figure out how exactly you want to do this. Money is no longer an issue. Everything is easy peasy, and you can finally construct the fire force into, well, just that, a fire force, and
You
live
have
a
a
life.
pole running from the top of the house
Exactly.
all the way to the bottom of the house.
But back on the island of Catalan, miles away from you now, Odin steps out of their chair and they walk through into the library. And they're scanning through many books, and they turn, and the Count is facing them. Odin turns to the Count and says, "So, I hear you want my secrets." The Count says, "Well, you are a keeper of secrets now. I will trade you one." And they hold out a book. Odin looks at the book, opens it, smiles, closes the book, turns to the Count and says, "What do you want to know?" The Count looks at Odin and says, "I want to know about the Eternal Army." And then deep in space somewhere, a robot is clawing their way back onto a ship. They walk over to a terminal and interact with it, and a hologram appears of the Fire Force outside their house with some construction laborers building and having a merry old time. And that is where we will end our session tonight. Thank you very much, guys, for playing. It's been a wonderful
Thank you.
ride.
That's awesome.
I've had so much fun, guys. Thank you very much for making this just wonderful.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Thank you all for watching. You sneaky, quiet people, you. And this was tonight's show. So yeah, we're over now. Final episode done. But if you enjoyed tonight, we play every Monday, 6 p.m. GMT, 10 a.m. PT, Pacific time. And that is Gloomfalls on Baldur's Gate, and they run till the end of June 2020. And on Tuesdays, We were playing Escape from Carceri from 7 p.m. GMT till 11 a.m. PT till now. But a new show will presumably be starting and taking over for us on Tuesdays. We also have a new chat show, which is Talk Together, where we interview our players and other tabletop RPG industry voices. I think we recently had one of the creators of Warriors of Waterdeep, the mobile game. So that's really cool one to check out. I've been on there. I don't know if some of you guys have been on there already. Hannah's already been on there.
Yeah, might be doing one at some point, but yeah.
Might be doing one at some point. Excellent. So yeah, we chat D&D, and if there's one thing people love, it's other people talking about the thing they love. So yeah, and that's on Saturdays at 6 p.m. GMT or 10 a.m. Pacific time. All our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg, and you can find all our content archived on youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. There are also podcast versions of all our shows available everywhere. Search for Roll Together RPG. Massive thank you to our D20 Patreon club again. There'll be a link in chat now, so please join them. Every penny helps make all this wonderful content that we do. Big thanks again to our sponsors, Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, Elderwood Academy, and our supporters at D&D Beyond, Idol, Champions of the Forgotten Realms, and Warrior of Waterdeep, and Level Up Dice. Don't forget, we're all over social media as Roll Together RPG. And thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen to these guys? They're on a shit list. But yeah, no, thank you very much, guys. Take it squeezy. Lots of love, guys. Bye.
Bye.